All right, Tint Wisdom number 139. We are live. What's up, Dave Dellinger?
Hey, how's it going, Eric?
Thanks for jumping on here and doing this. It's
Yeah,
been a
for sure.
long time coming, kind of.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I figured I would have been on here by now, but it just hadn't worked out.
That's how it goes. Sometimes people say that, like think that, and that's just how it goes. There's no rhyme or reason. Can't look too
Yeah.
deep into it. Just life moves.
Yep. Some things just going to happen eventually. So,
Well, thank you, and I'm really looking forward to this. So, Dangerous Dave Dellinger, you were in Tinter battles last week. I want to just touch on it real quick before we
sure.
kind of jump into things. It's day 2 of voting with Tinter battles. I think there's been some surprises. Have you been keeping up with the voting?
I've looked in a few times, and there's a lot of surprises. Really, I'm not sure what's going on. Some teams you know are going to be in there, and then some you're just like they didn't do any videos or anything, but you just never know, I guess. We got to get Nipsey and Lawrence in, though, guys. What is going on? Those two have to be in against the Puerto Rican duos. I mean, that's like you got to have them matching up, right?
There's still plenty of time, and I agree. I mean, I have my favorites. Actually, I've placed one vote so far, and it was for Lawrence and Nipsey. Industry complaint department. I placed the vote in the Window Tinters feud, one of 6 places that you can vote, and that was my first vote so far.
I haven't voted yet. It's too much pressure.
It's so much pressure, but I figured
a lot.
Look,
there's 6 teams you want it, or you want to see more than just one team. But I gotta vote for my boy Marco, right? But if I split the votes and he loses out by a couple, then I'll feel horrible. And then if it didn't matter anyway, and I could get somebody else in that I wanted to. You see where I'm going? It's like
so here's my strategy, because I find myself in a similar position as you. To me, I agree with you, Mitch and Lawrence, the industry complaint department. I really, really, really would like to see compete. Mm-hmm. So, being that one of the polls where you can vote is in the Window Tinters feud, I thought no brainer. I'm going to cast my vote in the feud for 2 people who, you know, when I think about them, I think of the feud. When I think of the feud, I think about them. So I figured it was like a no-brainer. I almost wanted to cast the vote in the appropriate setting, like in the home base, because that's like home. That's where
that makes sense. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Come Monday, because it's going to end Monday night. Come Monday, you, me, anyone finds themselves having cast a vote for a team that has no chance at that point, right? We're talking hours before. Right. You can switch your vote and potentially affect the number 5, 6 position, depending on how it's looking. So you could cast a vote now. That team doesn't get anywhere near, but hopefully they do. You can always change it last minute and change the game completely.
I didn't realize you could change it. Okay.
Yeah, you can unvote.
Okay, that's big. You could, a lot of people could swing something at the last minute. Then who knows? It's almost like mail-in ballots.
I mean, you'd figure like, okay, let's say there's, I want to say just like a rough number, around 1,400 votes across 6 groups, total votes.
Wow, that's a lot.
Only total votes on the top 10. That's not counting everybody below top 10 or like 11. And that's just top 10 total votes is like 1,500. What I'm saying is, last minute, that could be hundreds of votes that were for number 6 through, 20. It could be 1,000 that all of a sudden get redistributed last minute.
Yeah, that's going to be crazy. That'll be fun the last day to see, though.
It's going to be like,
I'm so excited.
It's going to be a nail biter for sure.
I don't know what I'm doing for the 22, but I can't wait. I know he'll have something for me. Carlos always has a plan. He's always got some kind of surprise.
Could you imagine one, just to throw it like a curveball in here? Like, because, Facebook went down a few weeks ago for a little while. Could you imagine if like the last day of voting, Facebook just goes down? You know what I mean? Like there's no
pull that off.
It just ends on early. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be fun. Power outages like the real election, right?
Right.
Mail-in ballots showing up the last minute, everything.
Well, who is showing up is friends and family, it seems, to vote, which is a beautiful thing.
And that was smart on Carlos's part too, because you want more engagement from outside the industry. That's a perfect reason for everybody to log in and or sign up to be a member, right, of the group. And now they're in there, they're going to get it in their news feed.
Yeah.
And who knows how many people that's going to equate to that'll see our stuff all the time.
That's it. That's it. And like you're building an awareness of like, who is this person? You're giving them a reason to pay attention.
Right.
And
It's like a call to action to even get in the group, not just, hey, follow me. I need your vote. So then they're going there for a specific reason.
so what this is almost like, what I was kind of just thinking, like this and how this is playing out, Tinder battles voting is like, it's almost like a parallel to basically like marketing, because I mean, it is marketing because, you know, you have a goal. The goal is to compete in Tinder battles. So let's call that the customer, right? That's the win. Okay. And then you have how are you going to do that? You have social media as one way. Well, you saw 1/3 of the contestants participated fully in the social media. 2/3 didn't. That's very reminiscent of real life, right? Like a lot of businesses don't bother, some do. Then you say, well, I have a big social media presence and people like me on social media, but does that translate into call to action? Does that translate into dollars, which is you have now customer base, but are they actually turning into a customer? They're a potential customer. And now we're saying, okay, well, it can be done through advertising, but it could be done through word of mouth. It can be done through hustle. You can get customers a lot of ways. And we're seeing that play out basically in the voting.
Yeah, well, even just on reputation with like Chuck Cochran. I mean, I would love to see him in there, right? I didn't know they even signed up because they hadn't been in the videos, but I mean, that's a team to watch, right? So, and they've got a lot of votes.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's a weird thing like where there's some teams that are leading, and like Tint Star is a team that we hadn't seen in the last 2 updates, but in the most recent update, they made it in the top 10. So like, I like that we're seeing teams that we haven't seen put out content. They're confident. That just shows the depth of the interest in this competition.
Right. Well, and they obviously have a good reputation. People know who they are already, and they want to see them compete. So
that's right. That's right. And it's exciting because it's day 2. You can't predict anything at this point.
No. I keep trying to weasel my way back in, like with a plot twist. I wanted Carlos to open up voting for all the old teams. Whoever got the most votes could be a 7th team in there. I don't know, just a spin. It was so much fun.
I want to say it's as far as I understand, it's really a space thing with the competitors. I think everybody would want to see 10, 20 competitors, but I think that's what we're going to see in January of 2023 for the next one. And, Carlos already announced that the original competitors can come back to compete. So that in itself is exciting because you guys are the OGs. You're the legends of Tinder battles. You're UFC #1, Super Bowl #1.
It was fun. That was a lot of fun. I'm still proud of everybody that competed because I've always tinted in front of a lot of people, in front of a lot of other professionals. So it's not easy when you do it for the first time. Like there was a lot of people in there. I think you guys stuck the mic right in my face in the middle of the back window, and I'm answering questions. I heard them, but you weren't there really. I was trying to block it out a little bit,
Look, it's not only was it maybe the first time competing in that sort of environment, being that it was the first Tinder battles, I think everybody went into the whole thing not knowing what to expect. So much unknown. Like you knew you'd be doing something, but what it was going to look like wasn't determined. Even the vehicles that weren't determined until minutes before the battles when there was a drawing behind stage to see who gets what vehicle. And that not only was a factor in the vehicle type, but the placement in the Tinder battles arena.
Right. Yeah, it would have been nice to be on an end and have that extra room. I couldn't open the driver's side of my car.
You're definitely
about halfway, but I'm sure other people were too close and too far. But it was you just showed up and did what you know how to do, right? In front of everybody. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Super hyped about this next one. I was looking forward to it, obviously, like as everybody probably was since the last one, but with the energy and like surge of, like videos and interest and seeing thousands of votes being placed now cumulatively, like that anticipation and looking forward to is,
Oh yeah. Well, there was a certain amount of not knowing if it's going to be worth it or successful before the last one, right? There was a lot of hype, but it's never been done. Are they going to be able to pull it off, or is it going to be a nightmare? But the people who didn't go, they're not going to miss the next one.
So there was one moment that really stood out to me. Or like it was more than one moment. It felt like one super long moment, but it was right when we were preparing to start the battles, like right when everybody's kind of shuffling, people were going backstage, the last things were getting worked out. So I had almost lost my voice from window Tinters conference. The day before the drive there, I literally was texting people like, I can't talk. Like because I couldn't talk and I wanted to preserve my voice. And I didn't want to tell Carlos because I felt so like a fuck up that I wasn't going to be able to be the announcer to Carlos. So I didn't say a word.
Well, he lost his voice too.
The day of, Carlos lost his voice and my voice had recovered. So I was fine. But then minutes before, he hands me this intro script and he goes, "Hey man, you got to do the intro because I have no voice. Here's what I was going to say, but do whatever you want." So I'm like, okay, I'm trying to memorize this intro script because it's the best thing. Like, it's better than anything I'm going to come up on the fly that he worked on. You know what I mean? So I'm pacing around reading this thing as people are like getting prepared. And then as we go to start, I already went into it knowing I'm going to bumble a couple words. Like either I'm going to bumble somebody's name, which I did. I'm going to bumble a couple words at the beginning, which I did. And the timing, which I did. But I just remember kind of like coming out and starting the intro and the energy from the crowd and the cheering and the whole thing kind of was like, it was like as if you put up like a sailboat and all of a sudden it's like calm waters and a gust of wind just comes and you're like, what the fuck? Like, it was like, oh, this is happening and people are into it and like the energy level's 10 and I didn't know that was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like it could have been like when you see wrestling events at like little auditorium rooms and like, no, but there's no energy. Everybody just kind of sitting there. This wasn't that.
No. It was hype for sure.
It was fucking unbelievable. So smoothly transitioning. What's new with you, Dave Dellinger?
Well, so I don't know if everybody's aware. I know we just did the big 10 off cancer thing in Dallas for little Haley at David Chuckman's place. But about the time that we were, I don't know, that was all coming together like the week before, maybe 2 weeks before. I saw a video of Derek Body. He's a shop owner in Tennessee. He had been in a car accident with his family, and it's going to be a long time before he can even start rehabbing to walk. And it's just him, and he's got a little 2-bay shop, and unable to walk, obviously, Tint for months, right? So when I saw the video of him letting everybody know but he's okay, and they're calling their customers and rescheduling, I don't know. I felt like I needed to do something, so I reached out and just I don't have a bunch of money or anything like that. I just told him that I would take, it's Christmas. So if he could just sell those jobs, gift certificates as much as he can. And I would take a week off in January and just come tint them all. And if I needed to bring help, I would. And I'm sure plenty of people would, a million people would go tint, right? But it's going to be a little bit trickier now because there's only a 2-bay shop, right? So it can't be this big thing. And I had some vacation time or whatever. It resets in January at the time. So I don't know. I thought it was a good plan. I didn't want to hype it up a bunch before the 10 off cancer thing because you don't want to take away from that. And I knew we had time because I wasn't going till January. So that's something, I don't know. That's just stuff I like to do. I'm not sure. It's been the 2 different events with John Little and then obviously Tinter Battles, Donnie Dixon, and then the charity event we just did in Dallas. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. That stuff is awesome. So I want to try to do, I wanted to try to do something. So that's where we're at right now. I've got contacted his supplier, Sean Vogler with Solar FX, and he's going to donate all the film and
Beautiful.
and try to make it down that week and all that. It'll be I think it's January 17th through Monday through Friday.
What state is there again?
Tennessee, Knoxville, close to Knoxville anyway. So, and I've talked to a couple of guys that are going to go with me. So we should have a good crew, and hopefully we can sell a bunch of cars so that we have work all week, right? I mean, the more.
So if like the community, if somebody's like watching and they want to help in some way, you mentioned obviously it not being a super big shop. Is there still room for people to come and help physically? Is there other ways that people can help that day or before?
Well, and that's what I need. I definitely think we're going to need maybe some Facebook marketing help for sure to help drive maybe some more stuff his way in advance. But then as far as tinters go, I have 4, but I'm not sure all those guys can be there every day. So maybe a couple of days would be open. I need to really start making a schedule, right? Because we just can't have 20 guys in there and nothing will happen. But maybe some of the guys work one day, some work a different day. But I think there's still a few spots we could get guys in a couple of days if they wanted to help.
Okay. And then also you obviously, it made me think of Dean Mitchell, the cause he put together, Tinters for a Cause. And I don't know, but I don't know if that's going to end up serving as a place that people can make donations for specific causes as well, like this one, but throwing it out there for people who haven't seen his post yet.
Right. And that kind of came together after the Dallas. Everything just is kind of naturally happening, and it's not been planned out necessarily the best, but I think with good intentions. So, because I didn't really tell anybody that I was going to try to put this together for lack of drawing attention away from what they already had going on. Right. Yeah. But now we can start trying to plan it a little better, and we still have about a month. So I feel like we could pre-sell a decent amount of jobs, and then that way we kind of get there and we can just go through and knock them out. Having to cram it all in one day is a lot of pressure, right? Like if you don't get the cars to show up that day, it's over. So I didn't want it to be like that. And it's a small shop, so it makes sense to be there longer. And it just seemed like I wanted to give it a try anyway and see if we could help out.
Well, lots of people in the comments wanting to help out.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And I like, there's always the option of, like something they did with Haley, the first go around in Georgia was with Kyle Fuller, was like kind of trying to get other shops involved that might, because like you mentioned, space is an issue, and then like traveling costs money. So like if that is just taken and saying like, hey, I'll tint some cars at my shop, let the customers donate to the GoFundMe, or I'll charge them and I'll do it, whatever it is.
Of course.
When you're talking like monetarily an impact, sometimes that's a better bang for your buck, making an impact that way than the other way.
Of course. Yeah. At a certain point, you might spend more, and just donating that could have been more helpful in some cases. I
don't know. Just saying.
If you have a long way to go. But right. And then it worked out because David Chuckman, such a nice guy, he threw a whole nother event, right? So then there was 2, in different parts of the country, and I mean, it was amazing. It's a really great community that we've built, really, because it wasn't like this. It wasn't always like this. For the majority of my life, it hasn't been. This is all fairly new. Everybody working together and sharing information, teaching, and trying to get better, right?
Yeah. It was like, it's like a perfect stars aligning in the sense that like, the industry is like not an enormous industry, because if it was, it would be maybe more difficult for people to come together at like this capacity. So it was like this, family that wasn't quite necessarily talking to each other as much as they could have, but it was still a family already. Mm-hmm. So just a little bit of like a couple degrees over, and here we are.
Now everybody's hanging out. It's crazy. If you'd have told me 5 years ago that I'd spend free time in my life with other window tinters, tinting windows, I'd have been like, you're crazy. There's no way. I didn't know 5 tinters, 5 or 6 years ago, especially not to hang out with them on the weekends. Right. But it's completely different now. It's crazy.
I remember being in the La Quinta in window film convention in, I think, San Antonio. I think it was the year before Indianapolis.
Okay.
Right, to me. And I just remember, like I definitely, like, I knew, I know people. I know the people I worked with. I know my suppliers. I know here and there. But like the general masses there, I knew nobody. Like to be like, that's, and I remember being kind of outside the hotel before or after dinner, kind of hanging out and just seeing like the group of wild men, basically men, I believe, on scooters, risking their lives, doing like all sorts of races,
light jousting.
And I remember like kind of seeing that group of people and thinking like, okay, like, cool. Like I'm not gonna like, I don't know them. I'm not gonna be like, hey guys, like I'm Eric, fucking, I want, you know what I mean? And then the next year, I remember being in Indianapolis, and like there was a big group outside the front. It was like the industry complaint department and like some others that would just post up kind of in the front in Indianapolis. And again, I was like, I kind of was over here on the side. And then now it's like, to me, it's like a whole different ballgame. Now it's like everybody knows everybody and different ballgame completely.
So it's ironic because that's the same. I actually was at San Antonio in 2017. So I had just, I guess, officially signed on with XPEL. Before that, they were a customer of mine at the Houston store, right? So I just drove to the show. I'd never been. I didn't get a ticket. I didn't plan ahead. I just took off and I left, right? I get there, and I think it was like $400 to get in. And I'm like, what?
Right. That's what I did. I did the same thing. You get to the counter and you're like, what is this? What's
$400? What the heck? I mean, yeah. So I called Dean. Of course, he's like, no, I'll give you my badge or something. So I only got to go in the room one time, but it didn't matter because we ended up having such a good time after the show was over and all that. But I didn't know anybody when I went there. I actually met up with Lawrence for a beer. He was the first person I met off of social media. I wasn't even on Facebook yet, but he was on Tint Dude. That was the first person in this group that I met off of being in Tint groups, right? We had a blast that night, but I didn't know anybody when I got there. And then like in Indy, I had been on Facebook a little bit, and it was kind of a bigger party. And then now it's insane, right? Everybody knows everybody. It's crazy.
Yep.
But if you don't go to these events, guys, you should. It's just I know you technically give up money or take time off, but you should go because it really is. It's a great time to network, and then you're going to meet a bunch of people that are, for the most part, exactly like you, right? So you should make the sacrifice in money or whatever it is that you say you can't go, and you should try to go one time to whatever event. It doesn't have to be a specific one, but just go if you have.
The people who say it's like money, because you always see that like the day before, people be like, I'm not missing out on X amount of money I'm going to make in a day. Or like when people post pictures, they'll be like, oh, I'm glad I didn't go because I would have missed out. And it's like, I feel like that shit's like shady, like throwing shade kind of, because it's like, like you don't know, nobody looks at their life like that's like FOMO. Like you kind of like, you missed out. So you're like trying to talk shit because nobody looks at their whole life like,
someone's at the front door.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck is that?
No, I thought that would have been me first.
I was like, I guess there's a doorbell thing in here. So I was like, anyway, nobody looks at their life like that. Like you're not walking around going like, oh, I shouldn't have stopped at this coffee shop. I missed out on $100. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to go see my family. I'm not going to. And what we're talking about is something that likely can lead to more money. It's totally tied into your business. So it's totally a business thing. And you're literally looking at like today cash versus lifelong opportunity.
Right. There could be, I mean, if you're an employee, it could be an employer you meet down the road. If you're an owner, you could meet vice versa, even just networking amongst each other, industry knowledge and, tips and different things about what people do to run their business. I mean, it's unlimited, right? You don't know what you don't know.
And you don't know who you don't know. And you don't know even the people you don't know what's going to happen that day, what's going to come up, what's going to come together. It's a couple days of the year in an industry where people make upwards of, in the hundreds to sometimes thousands of dollars in a day, thousands in a week for sure is very common. To give up 3 days or 2 days to go to Tinter battles or to go to the window film convention or to go to your own manufacturer's dealer meeting, you're wild. That's total good investment. And you can miss out on something else another day, but that's worth your time.
Well, there's always going to be more cars to tint anyway. If you're an auto, there'll be more cars when you get back.
Yeah,
for sure. But yeah, it's always a lot. I never thought it would be quite like it is now, but I'm glad it is. It's a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot too. So
it is a lot of fun, and it's not only a lot of fun on those days. It's a lot of fun looking forward to those days. It's a lot of fun seeing posts about them and other people. Like the video, like the whole thing is fun, and it's nice when you get caught up, like doing something related to that or thinking about those events and going like, oh, this is cool that's part of like my work. It's not like what I'm going to do when I get out of here. It's like, no, this is part of it. And like work can be fun. And we see that with Tinter battles, how much fun can be like, woven in with work.
Yeah. Montana, that guy is hilarious. I hope they make it in. That would be a good team for sure.
Montana, like, I don't know how popular he is in his town of, I think, Augusta, Georgia, but like, I don't know if it was Augusta, it might be, but like, my point is, I don't know how popular he is in his town, but if he could get that, like his pizzazz and his videos out to the locals, I feel like he would have a line of people at his, like waiting outside his shop to see him dance every day.
I can equate that kind of like what Liz and Dave have. Not the exact, but their customers seem to know them the same way that we do, right? It's that's how they're known there, and that they're super busy for it too.
Right. And that's a perfect example of another team, another company team. I mean, past Tinter Battles legend team, but they've been doing this on their own for their company, which is embracing their personalities and they're making a brand out of themselves and weaving it in with their tint brand to make to differentiate themselves amongst everyone else. You can't get them anywhere except their shop.
Right. And they're probably the first people I've ever seen that did that to that level. I mean, they have like a line out front every day, right? It's crazy. It's awesome.
Well, I mean, like having just been in Texas, there's a barbecue place there that like just won in Austin that I don't remember the name, but like their thing is like, look, they're gonna handle what they can handle that day. Once everything's sold out, the place closes. So once the meat's gone, it's sold out. So there's always a line in the morning, and by 11 or 12, they're going home. And if when you find out, when you even hear about that, doesn't it make you want to somehow get in that line?
Right. And
somehow I want to get in that line. Some way I need to taste what they offer. I've already decided that is a good barbecue place without it just being another experience where maybe I wait 15 minutes and I'm a little like,
Right. Well, and then they're working not even a whole half a day generating the same amount of dollars for their company they would have had to stay open 12 hours for or something normal.
Or not having to spend a penny in marketing, right? And that saved money and effort.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good plan. That's nice. Anytime you can work half a day and make the whole day's income, right? That's a smart move.
It sure is.
Oh man. So well, hell, go ahead. You're about to say something.
Nope. I was zoning in on the comments.
Yeah, I can't see those. That bugs me.
There's nothing I can do about that.
I'm sorry.
There's nothing.
There's nothing. Why? So I always wondered if I would be able to see them, and I can't. So
no, there's different scenarios you can go live in,
mm-hmm.
and in this one, there isn't. I'm not sure I don't remember if Facebook directly. I think you can see the comments then. But anyway, maybe not. But no comment. Or look, there's tons of comments. Tons of support. People are wishing you were the president of the United States. The one that caught my attention was David Matias said, just like here, I won best in the paper as first place, David. Oh, and the comment's gone. First place, David Matias. Second place was my business name, No Limit. So, right.
We went to his it wasn't really a grand opening. It was like because you sponsored Jason. So
ribbon cutting.
Yeah, there you go. That was a fun day. for sure.
No, like Jason's going there, and I'm hoping it's going to be an awesome time for David and Jason. And then it's like Carlos is going to come along. So you're like, all right, I know this is going to go up a couple levels of heat. And then, like Joe's coming to video it. Carlos is videographer. That's going to be awesome. And then you see Jeff Phillips with a flamethrower. You see Carlos in a fire truck. Like, I'm going, what the, like, when did this happen? And then they're cutting a ribbon with the mayor and like entering the Chamber of Commerce. And like, there's so many things going on all of a sudden that Jason's
that was a fun day. It was hilarious. Cause I mean, it's a small town, right? But, yeah, I mean, I guess that's all the people that work at Chamber of Commerce came out and they're like, Dave, get in there. I'm like, I shouldn't be in the ribbon cutting. I'm not.
You're part of the reason they came out, probably.
Well, so I mean, David had come to Tinter Battles and knows Jeff, so he recently switched over to XBell, right? And I'm sure through those two connections. But yeah, it's still, I don't know. Sometimes it's just, it's been a fun ride. Like I never know what I'm going to be into, right? I just try to roll with it and show up. That's the biggest.
I mean, a flamethrower and a fire truck. You had to be questioning what's going on that day when you saw that.
And 4 really good tinters doing PPF.
Right? It was a Corvette.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. It was we'll just leave it at that. But it was fun. It's hilarious.
Did the Corvette at least get tint or no?
No. Oh, well, he's a tinter, right? He already did it.
That's David's Corvette.
Well, no, but I don't know. A family member, I believe, or somebody he works with. So he had access to it, and Jeff was coming. But I'm like, really? You had to pick PPF, huh?
So comment that came through from Nipsey Mitch Goldman, also one half of the industry complaint department. He wanted to know if you would be a good fit to explain the rules for XDC 2022, which is Expel Dealer Conference. Would you be a good fit to kind of explain some rules or the competition rules?
So what we've done in the past is it's a 3-round competition is how we set it up. So, and I've always kind of tailored it to the car a little bit that we get because it's just, I don't know, the car is important in a competition, right? So the first year we had the newer Beetles. So you had a frameless door, obviously a quarter and a back window. So we did a hand cut round 1. I think it was like 15 minutes for a door. And then round 2 was do the side of the car, but it's plotted. And then round 3 would be the back window on that one. And that was like 45 minutes on that. You could hand cut or plot it, right? There's no filing. You can't pull stuff apart because they're either rented cars or borrowed. So I've always tried in the past to pick something that you're not worried about that anyway, right? Something kind of not difficult, but has a little bit of curve or something like that and frameless because then you can show off hand cutting. But I'm not sure what we're going to get for the next one. But that's how it's staged. You got a door, a side, and then a back window, or it could be a windshield if that's the way they want to go. You never know. It'll be built around the car, I would imagine.
Have you ever competed at XDC?
So in 16 maybe before I worked there. So that's when I had been doing the tint in Houston for them, actually using Matico. They didn't have window tint yet. And so right when they came out with window tint, they did the conference and I was a contestant in that. Yeah.
And then you've competed in the window film conference or no, the International Window Film Convention?
Yes. Yeah.
Tinter Battles.
Tinter Battles, yes.
So you've competed in all the not all the competitions because there's some other, but like all the major competitions.
Now, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love competing. It's fun. I wish I would have done it when I was younger and on top of my game, right? But
Wait, how old are you now?
40.
And when were you younger and on top of your game?
Oh, man.
38?
So I started full-time tinting at 15, between 20 and 25. Well, really, I take that back. Probably between 18 and 25 was. I mean, I didn't need to slow down.
Better then than now.
Well, there's a lot of stuff I know. I know a lot more now, right? But my physical ability and talent was a lot higher, and coordination and all that, and my hustle was a lot higher when I was younger. So I guess it does balance out a little bit. But at when you're younger and you're talented, there's nobody can tell you no. I can do anything.
Right.
You know, you just don't. It's a different mindset. Now you're older, you know everything. I still think I could do anything, but I'm less enthusiastic about doing it, I guess, if you know what I mean. Like I would, if I could only tint like stuff that I could take my time on that's really hard, I'd be just fine.
Yeah.
But at 20 years old, I mean, it didn't matter what it was. I was taking it in and knocking it out. It didn't matter if we were 10 minutes to close or just didn't matter. I would take on anything, right? So I was a lot quicker for sure.
A lot of people insisting that you're at the very top of your game and you're just being humble.
They don't know any better. They didn't know me back then. I'm not. I mean, I haven't tinted every day for a while now. So, yeah, I hate to say that. I'm definitely not. I'm still comfortable enough where I'll do it in front of anybody and strap on a belt and go tint, but I don't know that I'm going to blow the doors off of every shop anymore, you know.
You're Jordan on the Wizards, not on the Bulls. You were on the Bulls, now you're on the Wizards. It's like late career Jordan. Fair?
That's put me like that is crazy, really. That's crazy to me because there's so many good tinters out there.
So as far as the energy goes, I'm 38 and I do feel less energy than when I was in my 20s. And I feel like no matter how well you eat, it's hard to absorb all the nutrients that one needs in their diet, which is why I started drinking athletic greens. So just wanted to throw that out there for anybody else interested in athletic greens.
Is that what you used to always drink? You used to always have on the show something. You would have something.
I would always drink coffee, and I still have coffee next to me. I have coffee and water. But the reason I went for the joke was because it's a company that makes like green powder, and they advertise everywhere, like every podcast, everything. So you hear the shit over and over and over and over. So I bought it.
I have not seen that. Yeah,
I bought it, and they're always like, and it tastes good. And then I taste it. I'm like, okay, first off, it tastes like shit. So let's get off of that. And then now let's see if it actually does me any good. But
did it?
It's just funny to me. I don't know. I mean, I think mentally, anytime I drink something that's green like that, I feel better because I think like subconsciously, I don't know.
Green is supposed to be healthy, right?
Say again?
Green equals healthy, right?
I think so.
But
I think a few people get the joke in here with the promo code for Athletic Greens. David Kratz commented.
I've never seen that. Yeah.
Now you will. And now you're never going to get it out of your head.
I know.
No matter how healthy you eat, you can't get the vitamins and nutrients that you need from a normal diet. So now you know.
That's funny. Yeah.
So anyway, we digress. So anyway, you have competed at all the competitions. You explained XDC, and how do the three competitions compare from, granted you competed early on in XDC,
small,
but you've been involved in them up to current. How do you think the competitions compare, just kind of briefly on a top level, looking at all three?
So XDC's evolved a lot. Like the first year I was there, obviously that was the first time they had done a tint competition since I know that they used to do XDC, but there was like a 10-year gap or something, right? So I think there was only like 30 of us, and they were I knew a bunch of the designers, so they're sneaking us drink tickets and beers while we're competing. It was small, right? It was a lot of fun. The window film conference that's big. The first year was really kind of uncomfortable, I guess. I come out of there. I had a little, my Expel people watching me compete, and I get done and they're just like, oh my gosh, you killed it. You did great. I'm sitting there thinking like, no, there's no way I'm making it through this round. That went horrible. And everybody's like, what? I'm like, well, I hope I didn't wear that on my face, right? I know what I'm doing, but I know that did not go good. It's so quiet. Nobody tints in quiet. And that was my first time there. there's a big room, a lot of cars, and you can hear a pin drop. So it's just weird.
Right. Right. The size of the place alone is it's because you're not grounded to anything. There's no walls near you. You're just in the middle, kind of like of space.
Yeah, and it was just I was really out of my element. I was a little nervous, but not. I've tinted for so long, it wasn't really that. It just didn't go well. I just didn't. It was silly. They were making fun of me because it was like they just changed it to the new body style. I think Malibu or Cruise. And of course, since I've been at Expel, I haven't tinted Chevys in maybe 4 years at the time. So I had no idea. I'm like the only tinter there that never did that door before. I didn't even know what it looked like, right? Because I don't get those. So I got a lot of stuff for that one. But I'm like, what? Yeah, because I had never seen that car. I didn't even know what it was, which is kind of crazy because it's normal, right? Then tinter battles, that's more my speed. That's more my style. Like there's noise, there's distraction, there's chaos, right? That's what you work in every day. I felt like at home there more than anywhere. For sure. That was a lot of fun, man. But so it's all different, really. The Expel one now, though, like the last time we sold out, so there was, I guess, 80 tinters there. I mean, and that honestly, from the first year where there's like, I think there was 40 the first year I judged, maybe 20 of them were solid. Out of that 80, once the first round was over, everyone in there, I mean, it was so hard to judge. Like it was such solid work all the way around. The finals were so hard. Every round after round one was hard to judge because you're just trying to find stuff to dock them for. I mean, there was that many good tinters there. It was really impressive coming in 2 years from maybe 10 guys. You probably the first year you could have taken the scores out of round one, even though I didn't know who they were. The 3 highest scores, I bet you anything, won the thing. Like it was that easy, right? Those were the best tinters in the room. Now, every year now, I mean, with 80 guys, there's so many good ones. There's no way to know. They're all. It might come down to something so small, and it could be different people winning every year now, right?
Who is judging this year at least for XDC? Do you know?
Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get it out there because I normally do that. But last month I've resigned from Expel, so I'll be finishing out the year. And Dean is going to take over the judging, and he's got a lot of help and support. And so it'll be a little different. I'm going to help them out as much as I can if they need anything. But I'll be leaving at the end of the year, so I won't be around for the dealer conference this time.
Well, that's a bomb to drop.
Yeah. Well, I hate to.
I wish you could see the comments is why I'm saying that. But obviously, congratulations on a transition, a move, a new chapter, right?
Yeah, it's exciting. And I mean, it's sad a little bit. And
Of course.
There's just a lot. There's a lot going on, right? So, yeah, that's I got a couple weeks to finish out with them and try to help them transition to somebody else in the store and try to continue to do a good job till I'm gone, right? They've been super, like, so supportive. And it just, I mean, I've enjoyed every minute I worked there. I made the most of it for sure. And they've been good to me in that aspect. And I want to leave on good terms and all that good stuff. So,
Of course.
but yeah, it's going to be a big change.
Yeah, cool. Well, congratulations. Like I said, I mean, any change always feels something. You feel a lot during changes. You feel a lot of things, and
Yeah.
that's normal. And, you know, you imagine change is typically for the better, no matter how it looks like. Somehow you hope when you look at it, it's for the better. I mean, I don't know how much you want to discuss here. So, like, you know, but people obviously are going to say, well, why? But you don't need to say why. I'm just rushing on that, like, concept.
I can imagine the comments. I mean, that kind of, you kept going with the conference. So it's, but but
I didn't.
it needed to come out anyway.
Okay.
And I've, Expel, it was last month. So there's been plenty of time there, and I'm kind of surprised it's not public knowledge already because the whole company obviously is awesome and super supportive. So everybody knows. But we'll finish out the year and just help them get the store, going without me, really, which isn't going to be that hard. Those guys at that shop are awesome. So, I mean, I got 2 great tinters now and 5 PPF guys. I don't do much in the shop anymore. So that part's not going to be an issue.
Got it. And
excuse me.
It's one of those things, like, it's not like your parent, like, people are obviously distraught, so on. Like, Dave Dellinger is not going anywhere. You're still Dangerous Dave. You're still the same human being.
Of course. My phone is always on.
Change. Like, it's not you're not leaving Earth.
No. No. I'm not even moving to a new house, right? I'll be in the same spot.
Right. So it's like, it feels like a lot, but like at the end of the day, and I just want to address Jordan's comment because he said Eric the Extractor, and I just want to be real transparent where I didn't know that you necessarily used to judge the competition. I've never been to the competition, and I was guessing that there was probably a group of people who judge the competition because I'm thinking of the window film competition. So I was not trying to I did not know that was your previous job to judge the competition.
There wasn't that many tinters when I started, right? So before me here, there was just Dean and a guy in San Antonio, David Calvo, that they bought the shop. He used to do all their training. So, that was it. There wasn't, everybody else was either sales reps or, so as soon as I came in, they let Dean go run off and do Dean things, right? And asked me to do the competition, right? So I had kind of taken that over the last couple of years. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of work though, for sure. That's a lot of responsibility. You got a bunch of cash and a bunch of tinters that are trying to win it. So you want to, you got to take it seriously. Like, it has to be good. You can't just wing it and throw some cars out there and not care because it's going to end badly.
That's it. When there's so much money on the line, it's hard to not even if there was no money on the line, right? It's hard to not be disappointed. Even just sitting watching somebody you want to win not win. It's hard not to kind of feel that gut disappointment where you're like, I thought if I wished it enough, it was going to happen. Fuck. So what I'm saying is when you're competing and there's a large sum of money and everybody has a reason why that sum of money could really help their lives, and then you don't win it, if you feel that there was a little bit of fuckery or negligence or anything, it's hard not to feel so.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure to compete anyway, and a lot of work and years of learning this to even get in the room, right? So I always took it real serious and tried to make it a challenging but fair competition, right? Like as fair as it could be, and like a tinter would do. That's the best way I can explain it. Like another tinter, I try to make one that I wanted to compete in, right?
Right. That's cool. That's a really good way to look at it. And I know it's in good hands being in Dean Mitchell's hands because he's, when he started Tinter for a Cause, I'm like, all right, perfect person to start that. Not worried. You know what I mean? Perfect person. So when it comes to judging and being impartial,
oh yeah.
Good fit.
And we've always done a 3-judge thing. It'll be one guy more running it and then a couple of extra judges, kind of so you have a tiebreaker if there's a judgment call or something like that. And none of those guys are ever in the room. You can't see who's competing. You judge it blind and come in later. So, but it's a lot of work, but it's worth it because it's a lot of fun too. And when the guys get done and they're coming over, it was a good competition and they enjoyed it. I mean, that makes it worth it for sure. Like we did Model 3s the last one. So there's not a lot of places that you're probably going to get to compete on a Model 3. That was crazy.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
So new chapter moving forward. 2022 is a turn of a page in a sense. Not as far as you go, as far as your career in window film, you've been doing this for so many years, like you said.
Right.
what kind of things, when you look forward in your future continued window film career, do you look forward to kind of on a top level? Not specifics, but what do you kind of look forward to in moving forward in window film?
Well, I just, I guess the easiest way to explain it is all the stuff you guys see me doing, interacting with y'all, and I mean, how everybody probably on here knows me. I want to do more of that. I just don't. I never really wanted to go into a shop when I first started there. It was, I mean, I always looked at it as like, this is my chance to get in on the ground floor, right? I'm going to use my window tint ability to hopefully work my way up and get out of a shop. That would have been the goal there, which eventually did happen. It just kind of didn't go. You just never know how it's going to go. Eventually, you would have thought I would have been out of the shop at Expel, but I'm going to be out of a shop eventually, and I'm going to be doing stuff I hope that I like, rather than managing a high volume store, because it's a lot of stress.
Sure. I think that there's such a need, not knowing, obviously, like from what you're saying, like you said, you want to do more of what people know you for, which is like people see you on videos, you do helpful training videos, you engage online, you're you. I think I think it's clear that there's a huge deficit of that. Like, meaning there's a lot of people who would like to see more of you. A lot of people would like to see a lot more of other people. Like, what I'm saying is, like, it's so welcomed. I hope to see you more on video. I think, like, Matt Blackmere does a lot of, like, obviously all of his installations and window tint stuff on his and Detroit Tint Studio on YouTube. All of them are his content, right? They're all training videos as he's tinting for his customers, and you can see he gets hundreds of people watching him live on YouTube.
Oh, that's
hundreds
cool.
on YouTube is a lot. It's like thousands on Facebook, like, for equivalent, and like hundreds on YouTube just tells me that that's more than are watching right now here on his live stream. That means that there's a huge demand for that sort of content for the window film industry. And I hope that's one of the places you'll fit in.
I guess a lot of people have asked me why I never started like YouTube videos and all that, but really I've been on the retail end for so long, right? And Expel's the first like manufacturer type company I've worked for, but I still did retail for them. I was always more about just helping tinters out, right? That's I guess that's where I never got to do this part of the job before. I was always dealing with the retail customer or even a dealership salesperson, right? But helping out other tinters who didn't get to learn from 8 people like I did in their first shop. I mean, I feel like there's a lot that I could pass on that I didn't even know was valuable, right, for years. So it's fun helping guys get over certain challenges, and just when you've done it a long time, you've seen a lot of stuff, right? It just comes with experience. So,
well, it's you see, like I mentioned, Matt Blackmere turning his retail business into content creation for the industry. And then you see people like Haas and Shimal and, Carlos, obviously, and even Johnny Blades. And I'm missing a lot of them that are, even so they're on the retail end of it, which definitely like takes up your brain and your energy and everything in your focus. They're creating content and it's being enjoyed. And what I'm saying is, it'll be awesome when companies embrace that, because that is something to where, like, look, if you're Haas and you're doing a live stream, there's a lot of ways it can help you, but is it helping you like a ton? Probably not right now or for a long time. You know what I mean? Realistically, he's probably not getting any benefit in the last short amount of time, maybe a little. But anyway, my point is, you move that a couple of degrees over and you invest in it from a distributor, manufacturer, and you invest
your advertising dollars and stuff.
And it's instant return and it's instant attention and engagement, and it's a way to monetize it. So it's like a couple degrees over. It's the same people, it's the same content. It's just doing it in a way that makes money in a way.
Right.
You know, it has to somehow generate money because that then generates more gasoline. You know,
Right. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on that's right on the edge of that, right? Even like with entertainment, being just for industry professionals, right? It's fun for us and gets us together. But at some point, that's going to grow big enough where people outside the industry, we might be getting there already. And it's crazy to watch some of this come together because we're probably window tinters in general are the least, what would the word be? Most of us aren't real great with computers and technology. The younger ones are, but a lot of us aren't. You know, we're the last people to get on social media. Like when I signed up for Facebook, it didn't believe it was me and closed the account. So that's why I had to change it to Dave Dellinger because it wouldn't let me be David Dellinger. Like what guy at 38 is going to get his first Facebook? Well, a tinter. That's it. Probably nobody else, right? That's funny. But yeah, so we're just now figuring this stuff out, right? It's all come together in the last few years, and I have no doubt people monetize it and get better at it, and there'll be new ideas and all that. So it'll be fun to see it grow.
New revenue sources, like you're saying, ways that people monetize it, company support. It's hard to guess, but I know like one of the goals that was thrown out there when everybody was first kind of discovering Carlos Texas Tint Masters and wondering if there was going to be another week of the Texas squeegee. You know, the very first videos where you're like, is this guy going to do this again? Like, is this, where's this going? And I remember it being thrown out, like, you know, one of his goals, I think at the time was to be on TV or to be on Netflix or to get picked up by a major network. And, you know, when you look at a goal like that, it can look far away, you know, but what I'm seeing, what I feel like we're seeing is the steps to get there, the steps to fill in the middle. Because, you know, when you look at an artist, right, performing on stage, and you say like, wow, I wish I could be on that stage, or I would, what does it feel like to go up there and sing? Well, guess what? Before you get on the stage with 50,000, at some point you're at a dive bar with 3 people that you invited and no one else there, and you have to perform there. And it takes all those steps along the way to get there. And you know, it's a hard one to grasp when you don't know how the future is going to look. But I really feel like we are seeing in the last year, we're starting to see those steps because we're seeing literally there's thousands of votes right now. There's over 2,000 votes for Tinter battles, 2,000 votes in the second day. And hundreds, if not 1,000 of those are people outside the industry. So at some point, this is kind of merging into a thing. And, you know, it's just, you can be on the side of the street where you say, oh, I don't, you know, I want it to only be this way. Or you can be on the side where you're like, holy shit, this wave is going to pick me up along with it. You know? Yeah.
Well, and it's been fun to see. Yeah, but you're right. Like the first time Carlos came down to the store before the first, I guess it was maybe his 3rd episode on the reality show he was doing, right? He was so quiet in real life. And then when I got down there, literally the door opens, I'm not ready, and the camera guy's there, and I must have looked like a deer in headlights, right? I mean, I was not expecting that, and he's full on Texas squeegee. I hadn't seen much of it to that point. It was a lot. I was like, man, this is crazy, but really fun. But I didn't look at it like a year later. I mean, it's blown up, right? It's awesome.
I mean, doesn't it feel like it was like a couple of weeks ago you were hitting him over the head with a clock? Doesn't that kind of just feel like it just happened?
I don't see. It seems like such a long year to me. I was already talking about Tinter battles like it's been last year. I'm ready for the next one, but I realized it was just in June, right?
It's true,
but
it's quite a year.
Yeah, so we're not even at a year yet. My goodness. It seems like a while, but when you look at it, that's Dave life and my job time, right? Like it's amazing online how much Tintertainment's grown, and he's planned a whole nother event now already. I mean, we didn't start planning the first one until a couple months before it, right? So,
right. The fact that this one has a plan, not saying he didn't have a plan the first one, but the plan was like a
power in there the day before.
It was a softer plan than this plan. This plan has a lot more footing, so that's exciting.
Yeah, no, and it's gaining momentum. It's going to be fun for sure.
I'm personally very excited. One of the things that really is appealing about this one compared to the last one was that this one is in March, which there's nothing that was like backing it. So, cause like, I don't want to go, like, I went into that one so tired from the week before that like, this one is like a fresh 2 days. And I feel like that in itself, I'm just looking forward to that.
Well, you know why we had to do that, right? I'm grateful for that because I wasn't going to get a partner.
That's okay.
Stack them, right? Because it was when the COVID lockdowns were happening, and every time Dean went home, he had to quarantine for 2 weeks.
That's okay. And I think that worked out better somehow because it was like we were at Orlando and half of not half, but like half Tinder battles came from Orlando. Like it was perfect.
I wish I could have rode on the plane. I'm sure it was full of people. Me and you drove, but I bet you the plane was packed full of Tinters. It was probably pretty crazy.
And having the week like that, it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was Orlando. Thursday was a rest day. Friday started setup. Saturday, Sunday was Tinder battles. So it was literally a tintified full week. It felt like a week. So when it was over, there was legitimate like sadness because it wasn't like a day or two. It was like I got used to hanging out with everybody for like a week. And then
that's a long time to be riding that high, right? So.
And I came up with an idea. If everyone moves to the same city, all the Tinters move to Houston, let's say.
We already got 500 stops. Might as well.
Everybody needs to move to the same city, and that'll solve everything.
I like it. Or at least within a couple hours. Just y'all set up shop in Texas. We got enough room.
That's true. There should be like 3 tint hubs. It's like California, Texas, or Arizona, Texas, and Florida.
There you go.
And we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck California.
Don't you live in California or are you in
Florida? But why would that be a tint hub? Like they don't even let tint on the front 2 windows. It's 70% on the front 2.
True.
You have to put maybe 80 on there, 90. Like that's not.
I can't believe that's still like that. That's crazy.
They don't bother you though. I have 15% on my car, and they don't on the front windows and 5 on the back. They don't bother you.
So they don't enforce it. You don't have to get it redone every year for inspection.
There's no inspection.
Oh, okay.
So like unless they pull you over for it, and like my feeling on here's a difference. Like Florida cops are like I feel like they're like what you see on TV. Like they're like ready to pull you over. They have their hat. They're going to yell at you. They're going to like what are you doing? They're like busting you. LA cops are like they're not like picking up on bullshit on the side of the highway. Like they're, you know what I mean? Like Florida, it's all you see. Like California, doing things. They're going places. Like, you know?
Well, that's cool. If it's not enforced, then I guess it's not that big a deal.
Nah, it could definitely be a tint hub. It definitely gets a lot of tint. It's not a thing. Everybody tints their cars out here.
Oh man. I just keep seeing my phone go off.
I'm sure there's a lot of questions.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot. But I'm excited. It's a little sad and I'm still going to be here, guys. So the phone will always be on. But yeah, it just keeps blinking. Oh, geez. That's going to be a lot. My gosh. But it'll be a fresh start next year. And January, I'm looking forward to doing the thing at Derek's shop, which I still need some help with that. I don't know how we work that out with somebody that does a lot of Facebook ads. And
so Patrick Fransco mentioned he would be interested in helping. He mentioned it earlier. So he was in the comments and, if I can be of any help, I'm more than happy to. You want to pack the day. It's a tricky scenario because packing a day with a two bay garage.
Well, we'll be there a week.
If it's a day you're not normally open, like if you pack a Saturday, it's easy. Pack a Friday, it's easy. Pack a Sunday if you're not normally open on a Sunday, and
exactly. So that's why I thought this might work out a little better. People have options on what day they could bring it, Monday through Friday, and we'll just try to pack the schedule. I mean, if we're slow 1 or 2 days, but we do really great the other days, then it's totally fine, right? It's not so much pressure.
Yeah. So is there a post yet created kind of about this, or is this the first time it's you?
No, this is the first time I've really talked about it. I called Dean's going to go, and Jason, Tint Dude 3 is going to help out. And, but I haven't gotten real far with it. Obviously, I've kind of had a lot going on. And I've been on the road a lot since Dallas with the Gonzalez thing. And, but it's time to kind of get it. We need to iron out some details and start getting some jobs booked. But I'm looking forward to it because that stuff's always, that's going to be much needed help, and it'll be a great time doing it. Right. So.
Yeah. I guess my mind's going in the sense, like, obviously you'd want to make a post in the groups, but I was thinking, like, if Tinters for a Cause group has a page, so if they have a page, then making it on that page and then sharing that post into all the groups might be the move. Yeah. And then that page could potentially serve as the ad platform too, potentially, because it says what it is. Like, I don't know, just throwing it out there as kind of a way to get the message.
That makes sense. And it's kind of different from what's been done before. So like I said, we can't just have 60 Tinters show up. There's not any room for that particular day. So I need to I'll let obviously some other guys get in there. We'll try to keep like 4 guys all day, every day. And then see how much work we can get in there. Really, I feel like we can handle a lot with four guys. Can do a lot of cars, right? He's got a plotter. It's a nice setup. It's just small compared to some of these giant shops we've thrown events in, right? This is more of a normal shop compared. I mean, there's not a lot of
cars out of that shop. No problem. Probably 20, 25 cars, 30 cars out of a day out of that shop. No problem. Like, no.
Right. And that's more, I mean, there's not that many people that have shops like Mike Nong to, 21,000 square feet or something. I mean, that's crazy, right? This will be more like a normal working environment, so it should be efficient, and we'll be able to get them in and out. That guy's I've seen his videos before. Derek is, I'm sure, a phenomenal tinter. Everything I've seen that he's done is on the money as far as information and technique and all that. So I'm sure he has a good reputation in the community and all that. I would think we should be able to get a good amount of work in there. But yeah, so you just know the shop setup's going to be fine. I'm sure he's got a plotter area, weeding table, bays, glass, but it is just only going to fit so many cars in there. So, but we'll have the week and see what we can do.
Mitch said put him in the parking lot. He could take care of it. I think there's a few tinters that if there's a parking lot, they're probably going to do, as long as it's not super windy and gravel, they probably do a similar job because they're used to working in that environment.
Yeah, seriously, I know a lot of people probably say you can't get clean work mobile, but when I started doing that, and I wasn't like mobile in a parking lot, but I was going to 4 or 5 shops every day, and changing your environment in different scenarios, just figuring out how to make it work, your game goes to a whole new level. Like that really stepped everything up because you just have to figure it out. They don't care that there was dust in the air. They don't, all these different challenges that we look at as a problem. You just got to figure it out and find a way around it. Right. And I've seen some of Nipsey's stuff. I'm sure he could tint anywhere. I think he had some times like hurricane force wind and the customers holding the door down for him to shrink it. That's all. I mean, it was hilarious. But I have no doubt in that guy's ability for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, ditto. I'm hoping he makes it in. That's why, you mentioned it at the beginning. I'm hoping we can see him compete at Tinter Battles.
Get in, yeah. Plus, he put out a lot of content too.
He's been putting out content since Tinter Battles 1 ended, and then he was at Tinter Battles. So, yes.
I was really shocked because I don't know the official count, but it seemed like they were down. I have no idea, but it didn't seem.
So I have a count, and I have a count that is basically, okay, things have changed, obviously, since the last 2 hours. This was an hour before you and I went live, so we're 2 hours ago. But at the time, there was the Puerto Rican duos were in first place. They had 453 votes at the time. Now, second behind them was Extreme Hozilla with 327.
Okay.
On their heels, only 4 votes behind them was the Supreme Bros, Sean Sutton, Jose Reyes. Behind them are the Tint Wizards, which I misspelled on the update. It says Wizads.
But that's Chuck, right?
That's Chuck, and he's
Yeah,
got 224. So you see, went from 450, 327, 323, 224. Now, right on his heels is Jordan and George Mesa from Next Ones Up with 208. So they're right there. Number 4 and number 5 are right next to each other. And then number 6 is only 3 votes different. So Next One's Up is still going to compete potentially. They're number 5. Number 6 only has 3 votes less. That's the Mullet and the Diva. And they have 205. Now behind them, you go to the Cali Bros. They're at 160. So there's a decent gap. Now behind them, there's another huge gap. And it becomes the Dangerous Squeegee, Montana, with 93. Now, I know I got word from the reporting Squeegee that Montana has actually been rising in the charts while we've been on Tint Wizdom. So
okay,
Montana's probably moving up. Below him, you have Film Stars with 92. He was only 1 behind at the time. And then behind them, we have Industry Complaint Department still in the top 10, but with only 67. So the gap between the Puerto Rican duo, the Man Who Doesn't Sweat, Marco Cazorla, with 453, and then the Industry Complaint Department with 67, that's a fucking cruise ship.
And so it's hard to, all those teams, who do you take out of there, right? Because that was all a bunch of people you want to see. But I feel like those were the 2 at the beginning that Lawrence and Nipsey, and then the Puerto Rican. I have to see that though. They got to be in there. I don't know why, but
so okay, I'm going to give you my rundown of the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously a touchy subject because it only can lead to feelings getting hurt. But I'm just going to give you how I scan this top 10. Puerto Rican duo Marco Cazorla. I have to see him compete. When he looked at the competitors' windows last year, it might have been your car. It might have been Dean's window, not yours. He said, my trainees do better than this. It might have not been your car. It might have been Cody Becker's car. I don't remember whose car. It could have been Sean Roach's car. But what I'm saying is, for him to say my trainees do better than this, that man has to compete. Then you have Extreme Hozilla, Haas, an original Tinter Battle legend for the best reason in the world, the miracle of life. He was not able to attend.
He was going to be there too. Yeah.
So because of the miracle of life, this man now is in Tinter Battles 2022 instead of 2021. I want to see him compete. Okay. You have the Supreme Bros, Sean Sudd. I haven't seen their face. I
actually don't know them. I'm not sure why.
So I've seen some videos of theirs. I have seen their face. I screwed up. I did see their face, I think. But what I'm saying is I think it was more like a time-lapse installation video. I did not see them dance. I have not seen them put on any sort of costume or do anything embarrassing. So to me, I'm kind of like, I want to see you compete, but I kind of want to see you dance a little bit before you compete. So
and before you get my vote or something, right?
So we're just going to put them there. I'm not saying they get a vote or don't get a vote. They're locals to Florida, so that's cool. Okay. We have Chuck Cochran, the Tint Wizards. Now, first and foremost, being that the word whiz is in their name, you already got me there. But I have not voted for him. I also don't like that I haven't seen any foolishness. However, I do really like Chuck Cochran's Dow beads. I believe we're talking about the same Chuck.
Yes, right? And he's just one of those people you meet, a fantastic human being, and super talented. So I could see why he has those votes, right? Even without content, everybody knows that guy. Everybody likes that guy. I would want to see him compete as well, right?
Overnight, he went from basically 0 to 224 to 4th place. Now, that in itself, it makes me want to see him compete because I go, how the fuck did you do that? You are a badass at some things for sure. Aside from the most beautiful beads of Dow I've ever seen.
Right.
There's that.
Yeah,
too.
I'm going to take that class one day just because I don't even see how it's possible to make him look like that. I know he does it, but.
Don't you want to know how to work with the messiest shit ever and turn it into the cleanest thing ever? Because next time you're putting a bead of silicone in your kitchen, it's going to come out like fucking 100 out of 100 because of how you can handle Dow.
That guy does it freehand after he's done tinting it. He doesn't even wait. It's crazy.
And he teaches it.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. So, okay, below them, we have next ones up. Shady J and Jorge Mesa. Now, I want to see them compete.
Yeah.
I love Mr. Mesa. I also love Mr. Shady. The thing about them is this. Shady has built this narrative of being an underdog. He kind of right off the bat felt like he's an underdog. Like he kind of seemed to get at the Expresses. He saw Dancing Montana, and I think said, "Holy shit! How do you compete with those purple boots and hat?" But then, he paints himself as an underdog. But after 2 days of voting, he's number 5. He's still in the runnings. He's still working hard to get votes. He's still putting out content and upping his game. So Shady, I want to see him win because I
think they're going to make it in.
I want to see him at least be able to compete because I want to see the underdog count himself out and not because it's easy, but because it's hard, work himself back in and get in the top 5.
Right. I think they'll make it. I don't know why. I like that guy. I can't help it. Slim Shady's awesome.
What do you mean you can't help it? Are you like trying not to like him?
Because it's been like a year, a little before Tinter Battles, right? We were doing, I think it was I don't know if I forget the name. It was in the bottom loading Facebook group, right? And we were just basically racing, just messing around. It wasn't to critique anybody, just seeing how fast you could tint stuff. And I think he did a video in there too, but it was like, man, that guy's really good. And then he's got a good personality. And I was telling him like, dude, you're going to be like a rock star in this industry one day. And I think it freaked him out a little bit. But then a year later, look at it. Everybody knows him, right?
Right.
I mean, he's a good tinter. He was at Tinter Battles. He's cool to hang out with. He engages with everybody well. So
I want to see him. I want to see his team come out victorious. But I do, and like here's the thing, like if I can think of something that'll help him, I would text him. I would tell him. I would say it publicly. Like I want to help anybody that I could help. I would just want to help. I don't have how to help other than the obvious, which is go get votes, put out content, go get votes, go get votes, go get votes. But what I will say is, for some reason with Jordan, I do kind of want him I want to see him teetering. I want to see him drop down and then come back. I want to see this.
You want the drama with it, right?
I want to see him like Facebook goes down and then it comes back up 3 minutes before voting ends and he gets the votes he needs. So that's where my mind's at. Mullet and Diva. I don't know if you saw their video that they put out. They put out a couple of them. One where the mullet was allegedly smoking in his car. That's what it kind of looked like.
I saw that one.
And then Diva was securing a bag of money at one point on another video. I really love, I laughed at their videos. I love their enthusiasm. And I love that they were able to rack up 205 votes at the time, a couple hours ago. I'm there. I'm right there with them. I'm not saying I'm voting. I'm not saying I'm not voting. It's like I don't know, and I want to see how the polls look as we get closer. But I really, really like them.
Yeah, definitely agree there.
Cali Bros, Julian and Jerry Guzman. These are guys out of Fresno, California. Solar FX dealers, Tint Wiz supporters from day one. These are a couple of awesome guys. They were at Tinter Battles number 1. They've been Cali Bros since Tinter Battles number 1. At Tinter Battles number 1, I was already looking forward to them competing.
Did they have shirts then?
What?
Did they have the Cali Brothers shirts at the original? I mean, they were all
in shirts, but they were Cali Bros. They were already branded and they were coming for 2022. Yeah. So I haven't voted for them yet, but unless they something comes out about them that we don't know, like there's some sort of big
scandal,
bad news, they're getting my vote because I already gave them my vote a year ago mentally. So how could I not?
Right.
Dangerous Squeegee, Montana, and Melody. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but whether he gets voted in or not, I want that man. I hope he's at Tinter Battles. And if he's not actually tinting a car, I hope there can be a car there and he can dance and tint it because I think that's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah. So, that guy, he's hilarious. I would have thought they had a lot more votes though, for sure.
I don't know what happened with that. I can't explain that one, but that's why the voting system that Carlos created is it leaves it to the people. It is what it is, right? It's your rally.
Couple thousand votes already is kind of crazy too. I mean, that's a lot of votes.
It's a lot of votes. Dangerous Squeegee will be getting my vote. I want to see him dance. He's put out so much content out there. Yeah. He is so talented, and his partner Melody Champagne as well. Like in the videos, they go together like that. It's awesome that they're both in Georgia. I caught that they were at Hennessy Porsche where Tim Ham works, and I just not works, but like installs. He's a PPF installer for them with one of his clients. And I just imagine, I'm like, Tim Ham and Montana, Tim Ham. I just can't imagine how that day went with Tim Ham. Trying to get with Tim Ham has to be the biggest challenge of the day, right? Like,
I imagine it went down like the Dan Gonzalez with flamethrowers and except Tim Ham style. So felony film style anyway. So they're probably a little less PG, but fun nonetheless.
Fuck. Felony Films. That man, I don't know if anybody knows, but he right before voting started, Tim Ham, Felony Films, Cokes and Hookers, the man himself, he expressed interest in competing in Tinter battles. Now, he was given the link to sign up.
Okay.
And in the short amount of time when he announced it on Facebook that he wanted to compete, and his team was going to be me, myself, and I, and it was going to be just him single-handedly taking on the other teams, Facebook wiped him off. 3-day ban. Zucks did it again. Last week it was with Nipsey. This week it's with Tim Ham. He didn't get a chance to be part of this simply because Zuckerberg got wind of it after Zuckerberg was made aware of Tinter battles because of Nipsey, and Tim Ham is currently on a 3-day suspension.
Because of Tinter battles?
Yeah, because of he made a competitive comment towards Nipsey, Mitch Goldman, and you know how Zucks is. He's not.
I've got my first censor things and comments deleted here recently. I've been on Facebook for a couple of years and never have I ever had a comment pulled down. And the other day I got like 40 notifications. It was all the same comment and it was silly. I mean, it wasn't even bad. It was weird that they even took it down. So I guess I could see that. So they were a little bit of trash talking, and then he gets removed from Facebook for 3 days. That's horrible. It
is because it's an automatic filter that picks up silliness sometimes, like you said. And in this case, Mark Zuckerberg single-handedly, and the Zuckerberg was from Jordan, single-handedly eliminated a team from Tinter battles. So I didn't see that coming. I hope Tim Ham still shows up, obviously not as a competitor, but as a heckler, because
for sure he'll be there. I bet you he's got to be there. It's not even that far a drive for him, right?
Georgia to Florida, not at all.
Yeah, so they'll be there.
No, I'm sure he could hop in one of 2 GT3s he owns and shoot down there in a few hours max.
Definitely. He's a lot of fun, man.
He is. So I forgot who shared a picture. If it was Cody or who shared a picture, but it was at the Marriott the day before the window film convention. It was Billy Ellis. Billy Ellis shared the picture. It was after the car show that Billy Ellis put on the day
before IWFC, right?
That's exactly it. And it brought me back to that time. Me and Cody took a dip in the pool together. It was a really good time. People were hitting each other with the light noodles, Jeff's Nye roll. So anyway, the point being, just seeing that picture took me back there. And that was basically like right on the cusp of that week.
Yes.
And I feel like we're right around the corner. We're making those memories now.
Were you there? You were there that whole week before?
I was there. So I was in Florida getting prepared the week before, or a few days before. And then I did go to the car show in Melbourne. I forgot the name now, but it was with the airport and everything. And then we went back to the hotel so we could go in the pool together, me and Cody Becker, and then headed out. And then
there were some cool stories I got from that week. So It sounded like a good time. Plus, all the pictures were hilarious. They got one. It was like Titanic or something. He's on the front of that car.
See, it's a thing. Dude. Like even if like we were talking about earlier, whether it's worth your time, not your time, it's how it's worth everybody's time to show up to these events. But show up a day early, show up 2 days early, because a lot of the magic happens when people get like, you're getting warmed up together. There's like something off to the side. It's a dinner. It's whatever. I had a dinner with, we went to dinner. I don't know, Monday night or the first night of the Window Film Convention. I think it was Monday night. It was the night before. So it might've been, have my days confused completely at this point. It doesn't matter. But point being, it was the night before the first day. And a group of us went out and got like steaks and watched the fight on our phones. It was, I think, a John Jones fight, or it was a big fight. And like, even shit like that is just a good time. So everybody should get out there and plan a few extra days.
Yeah. Yeah. If Tim's around, you never know what's going to happen. So it's, I think the first time I met him, my boss, he had his shoulder or collarbone fractured, and we're at XDC, the day's over, it's happy hour, and my boss comes over to meet the famous Tim Ham, right? And he just like slaps him, right? And I'm just like, oh my God, no. It was rough. It hurt me to see it, right? But he was such a good sport about it, right? We had a good time the rest of the conference, but yeah, I'll never forget that. That was hilarious. There's jackets on, it's winter, so he didn't know, but I mean, yeah, he slapped the heck out of his shoulder, and that was a broken collarbone that day. I was like,
God.
Yeah,
that's Tim Ham.
Yeah, he wanted to compete still. He was asking to compete. He has his arm in a sling, right? No doubt he would have done it, right?
Yep. Yeah. So, just reading through the Haas want to know what you think of Tinter Boy. I'm not sure if that's the Island Boys themselves being Tinter Boys or Haas being a Tinter Boy.
So that was hilarious, but I didn't really understand it because I'm just starting to do some Instagram stuff, so I wasn't sure exactly who those guys were, and then I wasn't sure if they really answered it back. But after I kind of figured out what was going on, I mean, that's kind of crazy that they did that. That was pretty funny. He had the character nailed, right, Tinter Boy, but.
So here's the thing, and if anybody hasn't caught this, the Island Boys, like, they had a little pop on social media, on TikTok, maybe like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, but they were on Logan Paul's podcast this week. Like, Jake Paul bought a cameo from them. Like, these people are getting millions and millions of views, and Haas has lined up for them to be at Tinter battles to walk him out if he's competing, possibly. Wow. It's not 100% thing, but it's a almost 100% thing. But here's the thing, because they happen to live in West Palm Beach, so it's easy to connect with them after the video, and they're 2 hours away. So we got a hard most likely on the condition that
hard most likely. I like that.
And the Tinter Boys will be there to walk him out, or the Island Boys would be there to walk him out. Probably a little performance. Hide your wallets. But they'll be there, and it'll be a good time. So
that's cool. But see, that shows you how big that the whole Tinter battle thing and all everything online could potentially get. I mean, those guys haven't been. They just had a couple of videos, right? And then now they're going to make a bunch of money, and it caught on. Everybody knows who they are. It was that easy. So there'll be something that happens in our industry that takes somebody somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's going to happen at some point.
I can't look. I'll say this: it's not a coincidence that Carlos picked Orlando and Hulk Hogan lives in Tampa. So, I'm just saying, Carlos has his other things that he's working on behind his head. Like we saw the mouth Jimmy Hart last. That is. Look, guys, they were on the older side, right? They were past their peak. These are legends. These are people that grew up with. These are people like I was a little child watching these people as superstars on TV. And the fact that they were at Tinter battles,
that was crazy.
They were so enthusiastic and interested. And that's the response that the Island Boys gave after Haas's video, was this like, curiosity, like what is Tinter Battles? How can
Yeah.
we get involved type of vibe. And I really think that that's a cool fucking, like, that says something about what is happening here.
Right. Yeah. When people outside the industry, I mean, I don't know. We all like what we do and feel like we're the best at it. Right. So a battle seems the way to go. And then, it's not easy to do all this stuff. So I can see other people enjoying watching that and the chaos of it. And we got a lot of different characters, right? I mean, there's no rhyme or reason for why someone's good at being a window tinter. But you just never kind of know till they get going whether it's going to pan out or not. So it's people from all backgrounds, and some are in shape. Some guys are like John Daly on the golf course, right? It just doesn't, but they can all be great at it. So it's
Right.
It's a big mix of different people, right?
And come March, we're going to see who is going to take home those 2 belts, because, all the talk has been about the competitors that are trying to get into Tinter Battles. And there's been very, very little talk about the returning champions who already won a Tinter Battles, have a Tinter Battles under their belt, and have to be dethroned and potentially dethroned. So that's going to be, basically what I'm saying is people are right now are competing potentially to get beat by the champ, because like when you go in against the champ, you kind of know you're the underdog, right? That's how that goes. Like,
Well, yeah, but still the whole environment's different. That was primed for what he does all the time, right? And he's working
That's
with
true.
people he's comfortable with, that he's known for years, and tinted a lot of cars with. But now you go throw him in the AC and say, I don't know, I hate to say, like, I don't know the setup that we're going to, but
so funny you say that, because Marco Cazorla already started getting word to the venue, because he requested that if he competes, he wants to have a Peloton there on site, because that's how he warms up. So I guess when he's doing like traveling training, he drives a Peloton, like he's riding a Peloton, like that's his thing. So what I'm saying is, because you were mentioning home court, it made me think about it, because when he travels, the way to reset is exercise. Like that's how a lot of athletes travel.
Okay,
Before
yeah.
you travel, you have to get on the bike or you have to get up to jog, and that resets your circadian rhythm, because you guys are coming, he's traveling all the way from Texas to Florida. So he's gonna have to have a reset. And that is why he wanted the Peloton to be there. So it's an interesting scenario when the competitors now are trying to set up their warm-up environment. This is getting real.
Right. Well, but he's a professional. He travels for a living, right?
Right.
And
He
then
knows his routine.
a lot of us came straight back from IWFC off that high right into Tinter Battles, and that was the right combination of things. I mean, that was an environment Robert was going to kill it, right?
Right.
That may not be the case where they go traveling halfway across the country in a different area, and not that he wouldn't perform well, but it might be the difference for him not to win again, right?
Right. There's an AC. So the shop has ACs. So like the AC could be off, or it could get kicked on during the show just to see what happens. Like there's all sorts of variables, is all I'm saying. You never know.
Right. And
there's going to be garage doors. A gust of wind can come in, like.
Yeah, and a lot of us in Houston anyway that were like, I didn't have AC for years, but now everybody's migrated towards having AC. So I was dying in there from the heat, right? I went to lay down an expel for like a half hour on the car. I just laid down on the floor because it's like 68 degrees in there. I just can't do it like that all day in the blazing heat anymore. I'm not used to it. He's doing that every day, all day. He's still used to it. So that's the fatigue. I'm sure other people were hot. It was just the right set of circumstances, and they showed up and did great, right? And won. But change circumstances, maybe somebody else rises up because it fits their style more.
I'm curious to see if somebody like Marco will actually compete in a wetsuit to try and control the temperature of his body. He'll have some sort of thermal layer. You know what I mean? Because if anybody, it would be Marco.
Yeah, that guy's a beast, man. I don't know how he gets up and does that every day. I got 2 kids. If I can just get them to school and make it to work and I'm not more than a half hour late, I'm doing good,
And he's moving monster truck tires, pushing them down his street in front of his house every morning at 4 a.m. I don't know how he does it.
No, he's a machine for sure.
He is a machine. And Plotter. I wonder what's up with that. Everybody has to hand cut this year?
That's what we did last year.
I know. I'm just asking.
Oh, I mean, I don't, I don't know. That's kind of up to Carlos, but I think that's a good way to go about it, right? It was all the stuff last year too. We were doing for the first time. Like you would never want to put a box on a car and pull off of there, right? But what else were we going to do? They just said go. Nobody thought about having 40-inch rolls there or bringing smaller ones because we're hand cutting. So it was just throw some towels on the trunk, set a box, and cut it. We were winging it. People kind of thought that out for this next one. So it'll go, I would imagine the times will get a little faster and they'll have a plan for it.
So what I would like to see personally is there's 2 peel boards at the facility in the arena already. Mike Nord peel boards with large pieces of glass. So they're like extended because they're adjustable. And they have tanks hooked up to them. They have, I don't know if they have film slitters at the top. But anyway, there's 2 peel boards. So you're figuring double-sided, 2 tanks each peel board. Then there's, let's say, 1 or 2 plotters. Maybe there's a third one brought in. Now, what I like is like those shows, right? Where like you have to go run for your ingredients. And the person who grabs the, the oranges has the oranges. And if you need to now wait till you can get the mixer and somebody's using the ice cream maker, you have to adjust. So what I'm saying is I kind of like the idea. That's why I brought up the plotter. I like the idea of there being some plotters. Maybe they're 50 feet away and you have to run to that plotter and then come back. And if it's worth the trip, then you're going to use the plotter and just see what kind of variables get thrown into the mix.
That would be a good wrinkle. I mean, that you would have to, if it's not available, you could stand there and wait, or you could do something productive. And I mean, you only have a limited amount of time there. So yeah, that would be kind of crazy.
Just to have some different kind of variables in there.
That would be cool for sure. And it would cause more chaos, which is what we're all good. I think most tinters are probably good in chaos. So I think that's why we enjoy like that tinter battles thing. So you would think most are good in chaos anyway.
Yeah, it's a way to get amped up, but for fun instead of amped up for problems.
Right.
For issues.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Hang on, I gotta grab a drink real quick. Hang on one second.
Do it. And to the comments. I think some of these comments are pro plotter, but yeah, will only benefit the back glass.
I don't know if it's ready for a plotter yet. I mean, it is. If it's not a horrible idea, I like kind of the added stuff you'd have to deal with, but it still is. We're talking about like, I don't know. I think of it as like an old school type of thing. Like you can do a car anywhere with anything type of tint competition.
I like that too. I like maybe your Olfa only have one snap in it left. And
so the first year I judged XDC, right? We were taking, I forget where we were going, but it was me and Dean and Ruska, who's with Lumar now, going to dinner or something after setting up. And he had this idea. We were just talking about different competitions, right? And his idea was the mystery box. So you don't bring any tools. You can't have anything. You show up. If your number gets called, you go to the car, open the box, and that's what you get to tint with. That's it.
Okay.
It could be like a credit card, a knife, and a stick of gum. Who knows? Right. And then you just have to get it done. So that sounded like a pretty cool idea. That was like a MacGyver type deal. Just figure it out. Which if you had really easy cars, that would be a way to make it kind of interesting, right?
I think that sounds like, Carlos mentioned that it sounds like maybe there's a plotters versus hand cut brewing for 23. I think Carlos mentioned that what you just said, like, I feel like that's probably going to be one of those things because it's too good of a fun idea. Like it's just perfect. It's a great, I hope that makes it in.
That'll be fun. I feel like we can get that in there at some point as it gets bigger too. There's going to be, I don't know what we're going to do. At some point, is it going to be like 100 cars? Because everybody wants to do this, right? So then how do you judge it? And the voting was cool this year. That's a good way to decide how people can get in. Yeah.
The voting. And then I think basically everything we're talking about is expanding to other ways to compete. I know this Tinter Battles is going, like if you're not competing as a tint Tinter Battle's team, there's still going to be opportunities for you to put your hands on film, to shrink that film, to compete in a couple different ways for the fastest time. There's the King of the Shrink competition. There's the Tinters Proposal Challenge. Go ahead.
I was going to say, is that going to be on Rodney McClure's new Cutlass? Is that what he's bringing it for, the King of Shrink competition?
I'm not sure, but I like that idea.
That would be fun.
It would be. And then after, Carlos could torch the thing in the parking lot, and that would be the send-off, like Burning Man. It will be Burning Cutlass. So, but anyway, it's going to be, I think, more interactive than last year, and on the way to, like, you know, what you're saying, which is just tons of different competitions, hopefully the year after with states.
It'll get bigger and more in depth, I'm sure. That guy is full of ideas for sure. He's thinking of stuff we haven't yet.
He's 2025. I know Carlos has inquired about Madison Square Garden, New York. So
I'm not going to tell him he can't do it. That's for sure.
No, I said it's a great idea. He's shooting for the stars, and why not? So he got the paperwork, and it's a few years away. But it's smart that look. There's that saying, when you shoot for the stars, you land on the moon or something. I don't know. What's it called?
That's close enough.
When you shoot for the moon, you land on a star. You have to shoot high. You have to aim high. And he's aiming high. And, you know.
It's working. It just keeps growing. So.
Yep. Well, is there anything else you wanted that we didn't really talk about? I know we dropped some bombshells earlier. But is there anything we missed?
No, I think it's been a good show. I feel like we talked about a lot of different stuff. Yeah, that was kind of it needed to get put out there, right? Because it's happening, and I can't keep telling people I'm going to be there in February because I'm not. But I feel like this is, you know, a good way to let everybody know at the same time. It's like you can't tell like one person something and then the you know what I mean, because there's a lot of people that I care about that are customers and work there and all that, so it just made sense to kind of tell them at the same time, right?
Yeah, I think it's super authentic of you to come on and be that transparent and open about it, and it shows that, to me, it's like, hey man, like, this isn't you're not going anywhere, still right. Dave. People change things all the time. People do. There's always opportunities. There's always things. And it's not like, you know,
I mean, those
stuff, part of life.
Yeah. Those I still think of, I mean, I've been there so long. A lot of those guys are like family. They're still going to be like family. So,
well, absolute best wishes to you. It's kind of a fun way to start a new year, I imagine, by kind of like turning a new chapter. So nothing but the best wishes. I know everybody probably feels that same way, I would imagine, unless they're salty. Unless
they're salty. Well, I hope nobody's salty. That was I mean, I enjoyed every minute of being there. You know, they were great to me. So
cool. Well, thank you, Dave. I'm getting word from we're about to go live to another part of Texas, I guess, with the reporting squeegee. So I don't know. You're welcome to stay. You have no reason to go, but you could go if you have other things to do. It's up to you. But I'm getting a beeping in my earpiece. So
okay, Ken, I do need, the kids are like right here. So let me. I'm just gonna. Yeah, y'all do, and I'll come back. Are you gonna put me in the background, or should
I'm gonna get rid of you, and then no, you're back, but I'll get rid of you, and then you can come back anytime you want.
Okay, cool. That'll work.
All right, so we're gonna let me get rid of Dave. Okay, that's not getting rid of Dave. That's getting rid of Dave. And then we're gonna go live to Texas for the reporting squeegee, and that is Haas. No, now what's going on here?
Tinter boy.
What's up, Tinter boy?
You guys.
Hold on. All right, there we go. What's up, Tinter boy?
What's up?
Holy shit, live and in the flesh.
Live and in the flesh, Tinter boy. How are you doing, Mr. Eric?
I'm fucking better now. I had no idea. Is the reporting squeegee with you? Or are you,
I don't know
where
where
are
he
you?
is. I don't care. I'm the Tinter boy.
You are the Tinter boy. Are you gonna, hey, before we move forward, I know everybody wants to hear you sing the song. Could you get started with that, please?
I'm a Tinter boy, and I tint windows. I'm a Tinter boy.
Isn't there a dance that goes with it?
No,
No dance?
no dance.
No dance. Hey, so when you text me saying that the Island Boys were being Tinter Boys and we're going to come out to Tinter battles, some big news, my friend. How did you pull that off?
I can't reveal secrets, bro. Can't reveal the secrets.
How did you make that?
What's it look like?
I'm not sure.
Soak rope.
So
Tint Wiz, soak rope.
it's day 2 of voting, and you're currently in second place.
We're coming for number 1.
What, you're coming for number 1?
Absolutely.
What are you going to do to help build your lead and make sure that you're not knocked down to number 6 when the dates get closer?
See, Mr. Eric, there's too many eyeballs looking at this stream right now. I can't give away my secrets.
Well,
Tinter
I gave
Boy
away one of
does
your
not-
secrets earlier about you being in front of the supermarket dressed up as Island Boy. So people know that.
I may have been out there. I may have. You never know. I had my golden squeegee.
Well, Carlos got an alert that your votes were going up rapidly in the Facebook group. And
That Montana fella. I ain't worried about him. I'm gonna stick him right here. I'm gonna wave him around, toss him in my pool.
so let me ask you this. You are very likely to be able to compete at Tinter Battles since you're one of the top teams right now.
Maybe.
Is it a strategy to potentially try to promote like teams you are more confident that you'll beat?
Hold on just a second. I'm having my earpiece ain't working.
Oh. Could be water. The island. Boy.
All right, say something.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you better now.
All right. Have the tattoos caused you any troubles at work?
Absolutely not.
Good.
Representing extreme shades.
Why do you think you are a deserving competitor of Tinter Battles 2022?
Well, you see, Mr. Eric, I was supposed to be in Tinter Battles number 21. But, you know, things happen with me and my wife. 9 months later, there's 2 babies that come about. And, you know, we got a 5-year-old boy. I didn't want to leave him at home. You know, my mini Tinter boy. I didn't want to leave him at home. And the twins, new twins with the wife. I probably wouldn't have a house to come back to and swim in my bathtub, you know?
Right.
So I figured it'd be best for me to just retract my entry for Tinter Battles 2021. But this year, the girls are going to be old enough to go to Florida with us. So I feel like, you know, being that I missed the first one and I was supposed to be in the first one, that to me, it would only be fair that I get to go in the second one, you know.
Hey, you have my vote. I haven't voted for you yet, but you're going to have my vote.
Okay.
You're one of the people that like I said, I made that decision so long ago, last year when you were unable to compete. It was like, all right, next year I'm expecting to see Haas. And when it comes down to voting, now that's what I have to do. So I wanted to ask you, what do you say to tinters who feel that the Tinter boys, the Island boys, the Tinter boys are a poor representation for the window film community?
Mm-mm. You open up a can of worms with that one, Mr. Eric.
What do you have to say? I mean, what do you?
Because there's other things going on in the industry that could also be looked at that same concept. I'm not going to speak on that on live TV. You and I can have that conversation in private. But I'm a tinter boy. I tint windows. That's what all these other fellas do, right?
Yep.
Trying to make it big, right? We're trying to get into Tinter Battles 2022. That's all.
Do you feel, because of your physical appearance, that you're being discriminated against by the Window Film magazine because they have not covered you in any sort of fashion as a competitor regarding Tinter Battles? Do you think that's because of how you look?
It is what it is. Some people, they don't like it. That's them. I got tattoos all over me, all on my face, on my arm. I mean, my whole arm's tattooed up. I got the weird looking hair. I got my gold teeth. Gold teeth match my gold squeegee, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. Well, you're doing great. You're number 2 in the polls. You might be number 1 or number 3 by now because things are changing rapidly, but you're doing great. And even if the media ignores you because of how you look, it doesn't mean that the Tint Wiz or the window film community isn't behind you, voting for you because they want to see you compete.
Well, and I look, Tinter Boy, Flinging Hoff, Jeff Welch, Shaving Jeff, whatever you want to call us. We're definitely appreciative of all the votes that we're getting, and we will get. Because quite frankly, we're not done yet.
Now,
there's more to come, Mr. Eric.
Do you think it hurts you in any sort of way that your competitor, Jeff Welch, has been secretly behind the scenes? He hasn't made any videos because of the transformation that he is working on so that he can win Tinter Battles with you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because he can't obviously show himself on video right now because of that transformation. So it hurts him in the polls, but then it's obviously going to give him the easy win if he's voted in. You're
right. And it is what it is. So, I mean, he's got a lot of stuff going on down there in Georgia. So Tinter Boy can handle it. I'm doing what I can to make sure we keep our votes up. I've had threats. I've had to hit them with the Tint Wiz reach. The golden squeegee, take them out in one shot. Got to do what I got to do, bro.
Well, I just think that it's a very interesting plan that you've kept Jeff hidden because, and then to use him as a 1-2 if you get voted in. It's
gonna be that 1-2 punch, baby. That's right. 1-2 punch. We coming.
Well, I hope nobody leaks any photos of what's going on behind the scenes over at Jeff's. I hope it doesn't get out until the voting's over, because I think that could really be a factor for you if people see what he's currently building.
Yeah, maybe. It could help.
It could help. You're right.
A lot of people didn't think other window tinters were going to like the Tinter Boy, but
and the tricky thing is the rules never said anything about what he figured out. So
that's right, Mr.
That's part of why I want to see you all compete, because I want to see the reactions as well. So,
but it's going to blow everybody out. They're going to be like, "What? What was that?"
That's right. Well, you have a lot of fans in the comments. Jordan, Shady J called you cute, and Vinny said that you're doing a great job. So keep up the good work. And we do have the Texas reporting squeegee finally on the line. So I'm going to add him into the stream, and let's see what the squeegee has to say. Now, the squeegee, I don't know if you've ever met the squeegee. The squeegee is also a media figure, and he is a reporter. Carlos brought him in to help cover the Tinter Battles. Okay. And The only thing I worry about, go ahead.
I seen him last night do the thing about the first day's polls.
That's it. Yeah. Now, the only thing is, just keep this between you and me. I'm about to bring him on. I don't want him to feel uncomfortable, but so don't like call him out on it in any sort of way. But I'm pretty sure it's Marco Cazorla under like wearing Carlos's glasses.
You know, I've seen this. Last night I was watching it. You know, I was hanging out in my bathtub. You know, making some more Tinter Boy videos, and I was like, man, this guy looked like Marco, bro. Like that's Marco all day. He got the same glasses and this, you know.
And here's the thing. Like last week, we were doing the live stream, and I had the reporting squeegee on. When we cut out, he took off his glasses, and it was Marco. Like I'm pretty sure it was Marco. So I have a picture. I screenshotted it so I could leak it out. But I'm just wondering what the hell is going on here. So I'm going to bring in the reporting squeegee. Don't say anything. Please don't make him feel uncomfortable. If it is Marco, I want to go along with it. Is all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to add him in right now. There he is, the reporting squeegee.
Eric, this is a reporting squeegee here on behalf of the Tintertainment Network reporting. Now, Eric, I want to start off the show. The reporting squeegee does not appreciate you mixing my identity. The reporting squeegee is simply here to report the facts, and the facts is I am not the Texas squeegee. I do not resemble the Texas squeegee. I am not Marco Cazorla. I do not resemble Marco Cazorla. The only thing that the reporting squeegee resembles is the lack of fear when it comes to reporting the facts, because you are right. The reporting squeegee is here to get coverage for this Tinter Battles, the most tint-defying event leading into 2022. And Haas Evans, it's been a pleasure on behalf of the reporting squeegee to say hi to you one-on-one.
Tinter Boy, sir. But it's okay.
Tinter Boy. Now, Eric, we are getting word right now that the election polls are fast changing since Hannah Montana, also known from the Dangerous Squeegees, we're getting word that he's out on the streets campaigning, and he has substantially moved up his team by simply doing one-on-one campaign voting. And now my understanding is that the Extreme Hozilla team has also done. They started off the day down in the ranks and went through some hard one-on-one street campaigning. They've been able to move up to the second spot. No doubt that this election can go any way with 5 days to go. It's anybody's game up until this point. So yeah, you know, like we were keeping a close eye on the polls right now, and look, I mean, it's insane. I mean, holy smokes! Oh my God! The strategy is just changing from one day to the next. You know, in the beginning, there was the initial rush of the popular ones that were coming in, and they were inviting their friends and family. And these guys that have never put out content, some of the most underdogs going into the Tinter Battles 2022, rallied up support with local friends and family, got a ton of votes, and some of the more entertaining teams got a little bit discouraged. But after some words of wisdom, from some of the campaigners out, some of the campaign managers that are acting as managers for some of these teams gave out some words of wisdom. Definitely the tides have been turning leading into the December the 20th is the deadline at 9 p.m. Central is the absolute deadline for the election campaign. So up until now, the one team that has been consistently staying on top is, of course, the team of the Puerto Rican duos. And surprisingly, one of the teams trailing right behind is, of course, we're talking about the Supreme Bros. Now, what these two teams have in common is that they're both representing the Puerto Rican people, the Tinters that are the Puerto Ricans who now feel like they have a team out in the open, out in one of the most tint-defying events that represents Tinters all across the window film communities. They're rallying up support. And Haas Evans, I'm going to tell you something right now, son. You have an entire nation coming up behind you, and Tinter Battle 2022 is seeming like it's going to be a nation versus nation for who is going to rally up the most Tinters going into the Tinter Battle 2022.
Let's go, Brandon.
It's nice to see that the whole country is supporting you by chanting, "Let's go, Brandon Haas Evans." I mean, that's a very nice thing to get so much support.
We can hear them right now. And, you know, the reporting squeegee has been traveling all over the country. We've been interviewing, shop to shop. We've been going from one tinter to the next tinter. And everywhere. We go everywhere. We hear the "Let's go, Brandon." You know, everybody is just rallying behind Extreme Hotzilla with slinging Haas 7s and what he's going around calling the hospitality movement, being the awesome leader that he is in the window tinting community. This man just raised over $5,000 for Toys for Tots. He brought in over 1,000 toys. This is undoubtedly one of the great awesome leaders going into Tinter Battles 2022. And like he proved today, he started off today placing low in the ranks, and he's finishing off at number 2 and the number 2 spot, trailing right behind Marco Cazorla.
So as a media figure reporting squeegee, how do you feel that in this election, in this voting election for Tinter Battles, we are seeing the same sort of media bias that we saw in the United States presidential election? We're seeing that happen now. We're seeing it with somebody like Haas, possibly because he looks, and we're seeing the media not cover the contestants of Tinter Battles. How do you feel about it? Yet the whole world is chanting "Let's go, Brandon" in arenas. How do you explain that?
Well, first of all, Mr. Eric Devash, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you're talking to the reporting squeegee, the most tint-defying reporter in the window film industry today. So whenever you say we are getting no media coverage, what do you think you're looking at, Mr. Devash? You're looking at the most tint-defying media here, right
we're
here.
We're not getting
in the
media coverage.
Universe.
Hold on, Marco Cazorla, Time Man of the Year. What I'm saying is simply there is media bias. I'm not saying there is no media coverage. I'm honored to have you on here today, and I hope you'll return in the future. I'm just simply saying it feels like there's a little media bias because, you'll see coverage of certain tinters, but then ones that look like Haas, you don't really see people that look like that in the media.
Well, I can't really speak on that very much, but I will say on behalf of the Tintertainment Network is that every competitor, every Tintertainer now has a platform at Tinter Battles and in Tintertainment. So whether Haas may not be getting the coverage elsewhere in Tintertainment platforms, Haas is more than welcome as a leader, as a Tintertainer, as an influencer, as a leader to come and change the industry image moving forward. On behalf of the reporting squeegee, I am here to report the facts. And the facts is that Haas is one of the great leaders that is making this industry great. This Tintertainment movement that is gathering a bunch of industry leaders. This is a movement that cannot be ignored. This is a movement that will not be ignored. Whether we get coverage or no coverage, you cannot stop the noise of the Tintertainment train moving forward at the Tinter Battles 2022. Report on that.
Loud and clear. Nipsey said, "Ooh, you gonna let the Wiz talk to you like that, reporting dweeby?" And just like that, the reporting squeegee. Did you catch? I don't know if you heard that. You want me to reread it?
Yes, there was a little bit of an interruption there. I'm not sure if Mark Zuckerberg is messing with the reporting squeegee or if that's maybe the biased news coverage media. However, the reporting squeegee, I feel like is back. As long as the sound is good, we can keep moving forward.
All right. Well, there's a comment by Marco Cazorla. It's funny. It came in right when the screen went black, and It said "Go ham on these guys." Just like, I won't even read it. It came up. The screen goes black, and then there's a comment on the screen, and you're clearly Marco. But let's keep moving on. Carrie said, "When Carlos
first
has
of all,
babies."
Eric, hold on. Wait, just 1 minute. In order to preserve the integrity of this show, we must report on the facts. And the facts is that I am not Marco Cazorla. I do not resemble Marco Cazorla. I, in no way, shape, or form, am I associated with the Puerto Rican duo.
Okay,
so
let me ask you this
straight.
Let's just ask, and I want to move on because I don't want to dwell on this because, frankly, my Tinter Battles 2022, I'll find out who you are because it's going to be real obvious. But I want to ask you this. Can you just tell me why, if you have nothing to do with Marco, why Marco Cazorla left a comment saying, "Cousin, go ham on these guys, just like my dad, your uncle, showed us as kids, Marco Cazorla." That's a comment that Marco Cazorla left in there. I'm just trying to understand.
Well, look,
and if you look at Cazorla and then you look at Carlos, I could see how you came up with the pseudonym.
Well, look, you know this. The reporting squeegee is here to report on the facts. So I will say one factual thing about that, okay? I am not sure. I cannot 100% factually claim that the reporting squeegee is not related to Marco Cazorla. However, the one resemblance I do see in both of us is that we are fearless and we are go-getters. So maybe we need to have a Tinterternity DNA test to prove, and maybe we can release the final result at Tinter Battles 2022.
23 and me. You could do a 23andMe together.
Well, we definitely could, but we definitely could. Maybe perhaps it's not worth dragging this out to 2023. However, we can set the facts straight. One thing for sure is that whether Marco is going in as one of the competing members, you can bet your bottom triads that the reporting squeegee will be with boots on the ground reporting on the facts.
So 23andMe, I didn't mean waiting till Tinter Battles 23. 23andMe is a genetic test you take to show your origins. And I know Marco had taken that a couple of weeks ago, and he got the results that he's 99.9% Spaniard heritage. The other 0.1 is miscellaneous. That is what's prompted him to visit St. Augustine a couple of weeks ago, the oldest city in Florida. So that's why I'm bringing it up. But anyway, we can move on from there. What else do you have as far as news goes reporting squeegee?
Well, as of right now, I mean, we obviously heard the news of Dave Dellinger. What his future holds, who knows right now, but you can bet your bottom triad that the Texas squeegee is going to be sorry. Sometimes, I spend too much time with this character. You can bet your bottom triads that the reporting squeegee will be on the streets and will be boots on the ground reporting on everything, all the latest news up to date with regarding Tinter Battles and Tintertainment and everything that's going to be going on with this industry moving forward. And let me put out one more thing. I've been spending a lot of time with the Texas squeegee. He was the one that brought me in as the reporting squeegee. He brought me in to fill a void, and I think I'm filling that void quite well. So one thing I want to put out there for all the people that don't know me, don't know who I am, if you are not down with the facts, you can go fact yourself. How about that?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. You definitely hung out with him.
Do you know how to tint? Is there any chance that you'll be competing in a future Tinter battle reporting squeegee? Or
my job description did not require me to learn how to tint. Whether I can tint or I can't, I cannot say, because I do not want the accusations of the reporting squeegee being biased. But I can say this is that the reporting squeegee is watching closely, and whether if some of these what's going around and being called the Tinter cronies do not get their tint together, the Texas squeegee is going to be to fact check them all the way out to Tinter Battles 2024 or possibly 2025.
Mr. Reporting Squeegee, I Tinter Boy got a question for you. You say you're not going to show any bias, during your little news reporting stuff, but you said that you've been hanging out with that little Texas squeegee fella, whatever he is. That means you've been hanging out with what's those other two little guys that work with that little squeegee dude?
Oh, Crypto Pete.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys realize that the Staples Center renamed itself? It's no longer the Staples Center. It's called the Crypto Pete Center. It's crypto.com
That is
for
correct.
short, but it's Crypto Pete Center, but they shortened it to just crypto.com.
No.
Right. They shortened it, they shortened it to save on the domain cost, because when you're a company that big, the more letters you have, the more it costs to register a domain. So it's just easier to call it crypto.com rather than Crypto Pete. But yes, the name was originally filed as cryptopete.com, but they wanted to shorten it for budget reasons.
So back to my question before I was really interrupted by that guy. How do us other guys that's trying to compete in the Tinter battles, how do we know you're not showing any bias towards that Crypto Pete fella and that other guy that is bigger than him that's on his team?
Johnny Blaze.
Well,
yeah, that guy.
Let me tell you something, Tinter boy. The Texas squeegee brought in the reporting squeegee because there was more than enough news to cover on this media. And as the watch has it right here, the reporting squeegee is getting paid a lot of money to do his job on behalf of the Tintertainment Network. So I have not seen Crypto Pete. I have yet to interview him. The same goes for Johnny Blades. I have never met Johnny Blades in my entire life. I look forward to interviewing them as we move closer and closer to the finals of the election polls and get their thoughts on this. But as of right now, the reporting squeegee does not have any association with the Texas Tint Masters Camp of Champions. But I will say this, I look forward to meeting that crew because Carlos, the owner of Texas Tint Masters, the most handsome tinter in the world today, and that's a fact, is obviously putting himself a team of champions. I mean, just take it in. The most tint-defying reporting squeegee you'll ever see in the Tintertainment universe today.
Okay.
Now, Haas, the reporting squeegee has a few questions for you. Now, we started off the day, and you were really down in the ranks, but ever since this morning, something happened somewhere along the way where almost this second wave, just like, very similar to the 2016 presidential election, the election was going a certain way. Something happened and it shifted the tides. And now, based on our latest update, you are placing at number 2. And the latest the latest sources say that you are not done at all. So what was it that changed? What was it that changed the tide? And what is your game strategy moving forward?
So Eric kind of made a boo-boo earlier in the day and kind of let the cat out of the bag. I went to my local supermarket, man, and I got one of these cool QR codes, and I put it on a cardboard box, stood at the corner with my golden squeegee and my Tint Wiz reach, and as they pulled in, I asked them, "Hey, look, I'm a tinter boy. I'm trying to get in the tinter battles that's coming up in 2022. Can you scan the QR code?" It was actually a Tint Wiz QR code that the Tint Wiz team made for me that went straight to a couple of the group's little poll thingies, and it worked. I plan on doing it again. I think I'm gonna go to Walmart and do some Walmart watching tomorrow. People watching, people all different types of people go to Walmart. So trying to get some votes. But as far as that, I'm not letting anything else out of the bag because obviously Mr. Eric here talks a lot.
Hoss, I just want to suggest real quick, if you have a movie theater in your area, movie theaters, when people are leaving, is a great place for you to go ahead and get votes as well. People on the way out from movie theaters.
True story.
Because it's dark when you're inside the movie theater. So when you leave, it's a good time to get their vote.
Terrible.
Eric, that is probably one of the most genius suggestions I've ever heard come out of your mouth. Save that for one of the Tint Wizdom nuggets of the decade. Now, Haas, it seems like a lot of this is entering in competing at Tinter Battles 2022. Obviously, no doubt this is a strategy game. Now, obviously, your strategy has changed. It seems like a lot of teams have been changing their strategies to focus the votes on window tint stuff, since tint stuff is probably, and actually is factually the most easiest way to gather votes because it is a public group. It seems like there is a massive gathering of votes at window tint stuff. Is this one of your strategy changes moving forward to get involved into the Tinter Battles 2022?
Well, there we go.
Whoa, now.
Yo. Thanks, cousin.
I see
Being joined here live, Nipsey Solid Goldman with Marco Cazorla and the return of Dangerous Dave Dellinger here joining us in live Tint Wizdom right now. Marco Cazorla, the reporting squeegee wants to know, how have you been staying on top of the polls ever since day one?
Because he's buying them.
That's what you told me to do, Nipsey. I'm just taking your advice, man. I don't know what happened to you, brother.
He's got all the money. Look at the glasses.
The dude
all
got
the money
more votes.
that Marco guy's got.
Thanks, cousin. Thanks, cousin
that
Carlos,
happen?
for all the publicity, man. It's
I
working.
can't
Eli don't even have
Marco,
that many
I
friends.
must interrupt you right now. For the integrity of the show, we cannot continue with that infactual statement that you just said. So, sir, I'm going to have to fact check you right now. I am not Carlos. I do not resemble Carlos. I do not sound like Carlos. We have a different hairstyle, different beer, different voice. This
You know
is the
what?
reporting squeegee, reporting the facts. And if you're not down with that, you can go fact yourself.
But you might be related to him. And if you are related to him, why don't you go ahead and tell him, look, I ain't worried about getting into this contest. You know what? I've been worried about getting with the Texas Blue Max and taking that belt. I don't want the white belt. I want that black belt. All right. So I mean, if I get in, hey, I'm happy if I do, but I already know Marco got more money than me, so he's gonna get in. He's gonna get in before me. All right.
We're hearing word right now on behalf of the Texas Squeegee. Nipsey Solid Goldman, the Texas Squeegee, says that you can find him at the corner of Tint Yourself Drive and Squeegee That Boulevard. I'm not really sure. I'm looking at the dates right now. I'm not really sure where that corner is at, but he's definitely sending the invitation.
Tell the Texas Squeegee to come out of his little phone booth and come play.
Okay, baby.
Yeah, he's locked up in the Tint Wiz community right now.
I'm not familiar
What do
where
you want to say?
Squeegee has
Say
gone.
something, boy.
What's up, Tint
Right now you're
Wiz?
talking to the reporting Squeegee. Nipsey Solid Goldman, look, the reporting Squeegee has a solid question for you. Leading into the Tinter Battles 2022 election campaign, you obviously have a lot of support. And last update, if I'm not factually incorrect, you had the lead in Window Tinters feuds. Now, have you been surprised? Have you been satisfied with the support that you have been getting from your Window Tinters feuds family?
Look, oh man, Window Tinters feud, that's always been my heart. That's the whole reason what made me come back to Facebook was Window Tinters feud. But on the other note, where I'm at in the statistics, I'm not really worried. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to compete, all right? Y'all shut me out of the battles last year because you didn't want to get embarrassed. So, I mean, well, not you.
Nipsey Solid Goldman, must I factually remind you that I was not involved?
I'm not coming at you reporting, dweeby. What I'm doing is I'm coming at your little cousin that I got this beef with. You did because
Allegedly.
You didn't let us in, and I gotta answer the horse's question that he asked you earlier. Why Johnny Blaze ain't getting no? Why don't we know that Johnny Blaze is getting any special treatment? You know why
Johnny
you
Blaze
didn't
isn't
put
like
him as your partner last year.
Johnny Blaze isn't even in the top 10 right now.
Exactly.
If he's getting special treatment, he needs to stop because it's not working because he's not in the top 10. So like,
yeah. Tell your cousin, the Texas Blue Max, to quit helping him out. Maybe he can come up.
Oh my God, this is great.
Well, Nipsey Solid Goldman, the reporting Squeegee has taken your accusation, your statements into consideration. And I can say that you have not passed the fact check test.
The fact check test. Man, it's all fake news anyway, so let's roll with it. We got rigged elections going on.
I'm waiting for the mail-in ballots.
Come on, man.
Don't worry, the second wave of mail-in ballots are on the way. Don't worry, they're coming.
I can see that.
What's up, dude?
What's up, Hoss?
What's up, Hoss? As of right now, Marco has a giant lead over the rest of the Tinter Battles roster pack. Marco, no doubtedly, you're the number one target to get into the Tinter Battles 2022 competition. What do you have to say to all the members who think that they can take down the honorable judge presiding, Marco Cazorla?
Hey, you guys got to try harder. Like, seriously.
Just
remember, we're reaching out to the entire country of Puerto Rico. They got our back, and we haven't even reached in the rest of our contact list. So
why don't you reach out and get them to subscribe to your YouTube channel.
That's what we're gonna do next, man.
That's next. That's next. All right. Because I was looking earlier. How many you got? Like 335 subscribers.
I just started it, man.
Versus 400 and something votes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You see the Puerto Ricans, you know, they're helping y'all out, but like that's like asking them, you know, to help y'all move. You know, they only want to lift the light end of the sofa.
Now,
whatever,
Cazorla, the reporting Squeegee has a question for you.
Squeegee.
Do you have any predictions this is starting to seem like you have Haas Evans, who's got the entire nation rallying behind, the entire United States country rallying behind him with "Let's Go Brandon" chants. You have the Puerto Ricans rallying behind your team. Do you foresee perhaps a Tinter World War leading into Tinter Battles 2022?
Hey, it's going to be the Puerto Rican duos, number one. Number two, it's going to be the what is the other group name? What's the name, Devash? Is it Supreme Bros? Yep.
The Supreme Brothers, yes.
Supreme Bros. They're going to cover
Extreme
the other nations of
Hozilla
Puerto
already
Rico.
above Supreme Bros.
Nah, hey, the mail-in ballots are on the way, man. You weren't paying attention. You're getting
Well, look, hold on, wait a second.
Good
This is a
question.
very interesting development right here because it seems like Marco is playing a strategy while everybody's playing checkers. Marco is playing chess. Marco is teaming up with another Puerto Rican team because the strategy for getting into Tinter Battles is not the placement. As long as you place top 5, you are officially competing
That's
at
it.
Tinter Battles 2022.
That's all I want. That's all we
So-
want. We want top 5. That's it. It's that
So
easy.
what I'm wondering is if Marco is getting another team in there, because obviously they're the
Because he's
Supreme Bros
scared.
have been rising the charts like crazy today and last night. So my thought is Marco is trying to rig it by getting his friends in there so they can throw the competition and he can win by default. If he can get the other 4 teams to be his friends, they can obviously do a bad job and he looks good by default.
They already knew what to do from the jump. They went into they took. I had to figure this shit out on my own earlier. All right, I'm still telling people to go in the Tintertainment group, go subscribe. Nobody wants to join the group and do all this and do all that. These dudes went in the public tent stuff group and started advertising from the public, the only
How?
public group we got. Both.
How though? How? What did he do specifically? Because I'm sure a lot of teams would like to do the same thing, which is gather people's votes. So how is Marco?
He didn't do anything. It was all Eli.
How did Eli do it?
You look on there.
Oh my God.
I've been searching. You look on Eli. Eli got like
Eli.
15,
Oh my
20
God.
shares just from the
Hell
one
you.
post. All right. And then you got Marco over there. Oh, yeah, both of us. I seen how they done it, man. But
Okay,
that's all
is
right.
hey, anybody find it strange that Marco and the reporting squeegee are wearing the same shirt?
Whoa,
That is a little weird.
I told you. They all
Listen,
family.
Eric
All the
Devash,
Mexicans
look.
look alike.
The other day, the
The
reporting
reporting
squeegee
squeegee,
broke the story.
the film trainer, the
The
Texas
reporting
squeegee.
squeegee. Hold on. The
They're
reporting
all backing
squeegee
each other.
broke the story that there is a copycat syndrome plaguing the window film community right now. There are teams, and in fact, there are platforms that are copying each other because
sniff
they
'em.
cannot be original. And I believe that Marco Cazorla is one of the perpetrators behind this movement.
Do you think winning Times Person of the Year had anything to do with the fact that you're getting so much publicity, Marco?
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to my cousin for setting that up. Thanks, cuz.
And you see that in the upper corner of the screen over there.
Fake
Marco.
news. Fake news.
Hey, massive congratulations to Marco for making it to the Time Person of the Year.
You know,
Thanks,
Marco,
man. It was a lot of flights. It was a lot of lives I impacted, and I'm very grateful for all the votes to give me that honor. Thank you, guys.
Well, no doubt.
I mean,
you know,
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for using all your ambition on this and not your YouTube channel.
Well, look, listen, Solid Goldman. One of
Hey,
the
I
ways
agree.
that this Tinter Battles election campaign is testing the members, is testing their relationships that they have built with the communities around them. Those who have been great leaders around the people around them have no problem rallying up support to help them get into the Tinter Battles 2022 election. Some of those who have been struggling along the way perhaps have not had some of the most favorable. The reporting squeegee cannot report on that factually, but this is just mere speculation amongst many that are competing and voting in this Tinter Battles election.
Well, I'm letting you know now, Mark Zuckerberg got it out for me. Anybody who even talks to me gets suspended. All right. You think he's letting everybody see my post versus their post? They ain't never said nothing about vaccines. They ain't never said nothing about this. They ain't never, because Marco always had to keep a clean slate because he works for a company. All right. So anytime he posts something, everybody sees it. All right.
Marco, is this true?
My Facebook, whenever my Facebook
Hold on.
got suspended so many times and deleted so many times and everything else, all of my posts go down to the bottom of everybody.
So, Mitch, do you think what you just explained is part of the reason why there's media bias in the coverage of Tinter battles?
Well, not really, because I seen some cats out of Louisiana voting for them fools. And I was like,
I love them. Thank you so much. We love you guys. The film trainer and Papi Eliu, we appreciate you.
Yeah,
Marco,
man,
is this true? Now,
you
now
got
solid
dudes that don't even
Goldman.
know you voting for you from Louisiana. Dudes that know me, dudes that talk to me all the time on Facebook, and probably say 2 words to you and Eli voting for y'all. Intense
He
stuff.
said Eli.
I was like,
it's Eliu, not Eli.
It's
Well,
Eli.
we can run with that.
Eliu.
The book of Eli. He's gonna write the book of Eli with your name on it.
Write the book of Eli. He got a finalist medal, so I gotta respect him. Man. I give him that. You dig?
Yeah, no doubt.
You dig?
Nipsey Solid Goldman, there has been accusations from one of your rivals known as the Texas Squeegee that says your medal that you've got is not a true medal. He says that you picked that off of yogurt, Yoplait yogurt off of a Walmart. What do you have to say to these accusations?
I have to say that your cousin, the Texas Blue Max, bought his belt off of Amazon that holds up his skinny jeans. Don't know what he bought it for, but anytime he's ready to put his belt up against either one of my 3 medals, I'm with it. Because I had to buy a 3-pack of yogurt to get this.
Now, were those yogurts, like, were they fat-free? Were they sugar-free? What kind of yogurts did you buy in order to put your medals together?
Yeah, let me tell you something about them yogurts, you dig? Them yogurts put a hurting on you, too. Even, I mean, I don't know how your belt worked out. You know, all you did was order it.
Quick question.
Nipsey Goldman, must the reporting squeegee remind you that I am just merely a reporter reporting the facts? Trust me, you do not want any of this smoke.
What you want me to do? All right. Tell your cousin, all right, that these medals come with a sting. All right. A sting, all right, that lets you know that you can get so far in life, but you got to work harder to get where you want to be. I don't know about what that belt means to that man over there, your cousin, your peeps, or your other cousin down there, because I know y'all related. But I know what these mean to me, all right? And if it means for me to rip off 1,000 yogurt lids to get where I'm going to get at today, I'm going to get there. And the Texas Blue Max can keep running from me all he wants. Because eventually the Tinter battle is going to be a big enough show to where one day we all going to finally meet each other and we all going to finally compete against each other. And whenever it does happen, I'm going to embarrass him.
Hey, look, reporting squeegee, I want to re-ask a question that Nipsey asked. I don't know why he asked, but I know why I'm asking, because, you know, I want to make sure the film trainer, whatever he calls himself, Marco, I want to make sure that he gets some type of an award just for showing up to the Tinter battles, because, you know, he's not going to win. Are they giving out participation trophies at this?
I should be getting one of them anyway. You better tell Texas Blue Max or Tint Wiz up over here, Eric. Y'all need to give me a special. I want one of them little glass plaques.
You'll get the special ed one. So I'm asking about Marco, Mr. Reporting Squeegee.
I want one of them glass plaques because y'all know, man. I've been supporting this shit since we left Houston. All right.
Well, Hoss Evans, I just relayed that information over to the Texas Squeegee, and the Texas Squeegee's response says that there absolutely will be a participation prizes to every Tinter battles competitor that does not win. He says that they're give me one second. Hold on, give me 1 second. He says that they will come in the form of an ass whooping at Tinter Battles 2023.
Bring it.
Okay.
You better have an army.
I think the complaint department has a complaint. That's kind of silly, but okay.
Bring the fucking army with you.
I think they're going to make a late push. They're going to get in.
Seriously,
right now,
I want Nipsey in there. I want Supreme in there. I want Jimmy and Chuck and the Hozilla team. For real.
I want you to get more YouTube followers, but I mean,
Hey.
that's kind of hard.
It's on the way.
Marco, we're getting word
check
from
to the
Montana
mail.
right now that he took offense to the fact that you did not say the dangerous squeegees. Is this because you are afraid of the danger zone?
No, man, I created that group. I told them to come on. I told them to join
Another team that Marco might have
Yes.
set up so they lose
Correct.
so he can win.
Exactly.
Correct.
Literally.
Why is Marco bringing in so many
It's
teams for
strategy,
competition?
bro. It's
That's
strategy.
what hey, that's the whole point, bringing people to
Because
it.
he knows how they tint. He knows he can beat them in the battles. He's scared of Slinging Hoff,
No. I'm not
Shaving
scared.
Jeff. He's scared of Nipsey Gold and Lawrence.
Hey,
Yeah,
Eric,
so he had to
Eric.
fill it up with a bunch of YouTube stuff.
Eric, we're just hearing, Eric, we are hearing live breaking
I'm
news.
not even much gonna lie. We haven't. Lawrence. I wish I love my dude, but he ain't been putting in no content in there.
Eric, we're hearing breaking news live right now that the Tinter Battles has officially less than 50 tickets available to register for Tinter Battles 2022, leaving this over 80% sold out. We have less than 20% of the tickets left, and we still have at least 2.5 months to go, more like 3. The roster, the audience still doesn't know who the teams are going to be competing. However,
Well,
we are
hold
more
on,
than
hold on.
80% sold out.
I got a question with that. All right. Well, the teams competing, are they gonna need a fucking ticket? Are we gonna have
Solid Goldman, this is
security not letting people in because they ain't got a ticket?
This is free entry, but the tickets are limited. This is so that the Tintertainment Network, as they start putting it together, they make sure that there's enough food, enough beverage for all of the audience to have the most entertaining time. So yes, you absolutely must register a ticket. Now that we are down to our last 20% left, must do so now before they run out.
Well, we're 80-something competitors. All right. How many competitors we got? How many teams we got?
25 or 32.
32.
That's what you told me last time.
You got
I hope
more
you don't
competitors.
teach math
Did you
in
get
your film
ticket?
training
Did
this
you get
class.
your ticket? Did you get your ticket? Margaret, did you
No,
get
man.
your ticket yet? Did you
Did
get
I
your
get my
ticket?
ticket? Yes.
Yeah. Did you get your ticket, Horse?
I did.
I think everybody did here.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
everybody
didn't.
did. It's on Eventbrite. You'd ask for your
Yeah,
native
you're
ticket.
You're good.
Hey, tell Texas Blue Max I'll give him a yogurt lid if he saves me a ticket. How about that?
Well, Nipsey Solid Goldman, registering your ticket is just as easy as signing up for the 30-day free trial with Tint Wiz app. You don't need any credit card info. You just go in there, you fill in your name, you fill in your email, and you're in. It's very simple to do, just like voting in the Tinter Battles 2022 election campaign.
Well, what if I don't eat? Can I still go?
Of course,
All
you're
right,
always
reporting
invited
squeegee.
to join in.
What if
The
I don't
film
use
trainer's
up
gotta
none
go.
of- What if I don't use up
I gotta
none of the
go.
benefits and nothing like that? I just go just
Later,
to
Marco.
Hold on. This little guy wants to say something. Hold up. Speak up, okay, boy? Go ahead.
It's for my dad, so they can show everyone how to really tint.
So you can show everybody.
Oh,
Say it again, baby. Say it again.
oh.
I was gonna vote for you, Dad.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Please vote my dad, so they can show everyone how to really tint.
Wow.
Your dad's
Wow.
got enough
Class is
votes. You don't
over,
need no more.
suckers.
Yeah, your
Class
dad
is
got
over.
enough votes.
Obviously, the vote of confidence passes down to Marco Cazorla's kids. Marco is a man who was born with a rare condition that he is not able to feel the emotion of fear. And undoubtedly, this is a dominant gene as he's passed it down over to his offspring.
Hey, reporting squeegee. Ask your boy in your earphone there if he's gonna come on tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
He don't want none of this.
Me too. Where's Carlos? He was in the comments
Yeah.
earlier.
Well,
It's not
I
cold.
believe,
I mean, how many are there? You got, Carlos. You got the Texas Squeegee. You got the reporting dweeby up here. I mean,
Here's my thing, Nipsey. I need the reporting dweeby and that Texas little squeegee dude. I need him on the screen at the same time. That way I can ask the reporting dweeby a question and it can be relayed over to the little squeegee dude.
with
Yeah.
Marco, so we know he's not.
Yeah, with Marco.
So we need a split screen of them two, or them two like actually on the same footage, to where we can see this is two different people.
And Marco's twin brother.
Well, I reached out to the reporting. I mean, I reached out to the Texas Squeegee if he wanted to go live and show up, as part of the interview process that we're doing here leading up to the Tinter Battles election. I mean, undoubtedly, the Texas Squeegee is what many call one of the original GOATs of the Tinter Battles 2021. I mean, this is a man that carried an entire roster that established what is now known as the Tinter Battles journey. Undoubtedly, we want to hear his expertise on what he would do and what he would recommend the teams to do to get involved in this, because as many have brought up, there's been many complaints that this is a popularity contest. And on behalf of the reporting Squeegee, I would like to extend a warmest congratulations for pointing out the obvious, because yes, this is a popularity contest. The popularity contest is marketing 101. You have to be a marketable character. People have to like you. You have to be able to rally up support just like you would in your local window tint shops in your local areas. The name of the game is strategy. Get known, rally up support, get your name out there so that you can get voted in, and doors will open up to you, because the networking opportunities of getting onto the spotlight, the exposure that Tinter Battles will offer at Tinter Battles 2022 is unlike anything you have never ever experienced before. It can change lives. It can alter relationships. It can change the trajectory of a career moving forward.
Zuckerberg owns Facebook. Zuckerberg owns Instagram. Zuckerberg owns the TikTok. I can't do it.
Sounds like he owns the reported Squeegee too, because he kind of went off on a tangent. Is Carlos coming on or no?
As of right now, we're getting word in right now that the Texas Squeegee right now is hard at work working on the Tinter Battles website so that we may have the most tintifying event. I do not think we are going to be privileged enough to hear him tonight, but he does promise to make a return as a Texas Squeegee. However, I think right now he is sitting back and just watching. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the show Squid Games, but to me it seems like right now all of the people, all of the competitors, the contestants with the names on their shirts is like all of the Tinter Battles teams, and Carlos is right now, the Texas Squeegee is sitting behind that glass wall just watching everybody tear each other to shreds. I'm not sure what kind of sadistic, twisted individual this is, but no doubt he definitely puts the definition of Tinter brand, a sick, twisted individual taking you to the dark side, in practice.
Where's Montana at? I just see them comment.
Word has it on the street that Montana right now is hard at work campaigning. Montana came into this possibly
hard at work campaigning about.
Look, Montana possibly came in here with one of the most enthusiastic teams leading into Tinter Battles 2022. I mean, this was a team that was possibly putting out the most amount of content. Everybody thought he was going to come in with guns blazing. He got off to a slow start. However, the purpose of this being a 7-day open campaign is it allows the teams to change their strategies moving forward. And no doubt Montana is making difference in changing the tide of the election polls as he is out campaigning for his team as we speak right now.
Where's Shady at? Where's Montana at? Where's all these other fellas that blew up overnight? How come they ain't on here?
I've been putting out content.
I'm talking about the ones that didn't put out content.
For real. It seems like all of a sudden, as soon as they said the 14th, everybody just jumped up.
Right.
They got competitors in there that's in the league that I ain't never even heard of, never even seen before.
Me either. No clue who they are.
What was it? What's the Suds team? That one I didn't. I don't know who they are. That one surprised me.
Colin.
I'm sorry.
The Colin Sayin team, or no?
No. He's referring to Sean Sudd and
okay.
Team out of Texas.
I ain't never heard of them before.
Yeah, it's like man, like I mean, it's like what's going on. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it is a popularity contest, but I mean, who are we trying to reach?
Listen, ultimately,
I guess that's the wrinkle. Anyone now, not just
game.
I mean, yeah.
You got a lot of resources, Dipsy. You just need to put them into work for you. You and Lawrence do.
Look,
Like
I will
like
say
I
this.
said, I hope everybody else wins it. I'm gonna be there regardless of the fact. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from going. But, unless I don't get a ticket.
Word is that some of
Nipsey, you can
the
put your vote over
strategies.
to Extreme Hozilla.
Yeah.
You know, it is not too late to resign. Nipsey Solid Goldman. By the way, you would not be the first team resigning from the Tinter Battles 2022 roster. However, you know, some of the reports that we have been getting from some of the teams is that they are now starting to utilize some of their local Facebook groups to get local support. This is no doubt reflecting the support that the Cody Becker and Jared Becker from Delaware Death Squad had on behalf of their town from Tinter Battles 2021. This town had a billboard sending them off to Tinter Battles, and they also had an entire parade sending them off to Tinter Battles 2021. Undoubtedly, this is a movement that started from Tinter Battles 21, and like I said earlier, some of the teams are utilizing their resources. They are reaching out to local charities, to local groups, and campaigning locally to get them to carry them through into the Tinter Battles 2022 event and competition in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, I mean that sounds. I know I can, bro. I really know I can. But honestly, dude, like I guess I'm holding back, like I always did. Like I always made it to the finals and never won it. I guess I'm just one of them dudes that likes to get so far and then just stop. All right, and go pick up a yoga lid medal.
Nipsey,
all right.
If
all
I
right,
may have a
because I feel like I don't deserve none of this. I don't deserve all that.
None of us
all my
do,
friends,
man.
look at where I'm leading in. I'm leading in the feud. All right. How many votes actually was casted in the feud? First of all, that whole group right there, bro, is a bunch of egos and attitudes and everything like that. And that's what I've always been around. All right, that's where my surrounding, that's where my following comes from. I mean, my following doesn't come from care. It comes from like fuck you.
Well, Nipsey, if
So
I may
it's like,
have a candid,
you know,
Yeah.
whenever you look at my following and y'all look at y'all following, you know, y'all got such love, such support and everything like that, man. I can't even get my own friends that I grew up with to vote.
Nipsey, if I may have a candid moment here with you, you know, whenever I first got hired on for the job, you know, I was tasked with the task of getting familiar with the industry. And one of the vlogs that I started to watch from the beginning to get familiar with the people was a WFCT vlogs that was made for Tint Wiz. And I remember watching on vlog number 3, the story of Nipsey Goldman competing at WFCT and the story and the emotions and the passion that went into it. On behalf of the reporting squeegee, I can definitely say you are one of the most respected members in the window film community today. And it's been a pleasure and honor reporting on some of the stuff and watching what some of the stuff that you have done and contributed to this industry. You are more loved than you think you are. And that's a fact.
Hey, I appreciate that, but y'all got to realize most of my love comes from hate. You know how they always say, bro, you know, your haters are your biggest fans. That's where my love comes from. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I appreciate what you're saying, Mark. I appreciate everything. I know I can do it. I know I can push myself over the edge and everything like that. But I mean, I don't know, bro. I just feel like I feel like everybody else does. I feel like, man, I done been there, you know, so many times, bro. You know, and it's like, man, somebody else needs a spotlight in this. You know, I'm gonna be there regardless. Like I said, I'm looking for your cousin. You know, the Texas Blue Max. You know, one day we'll go head to head. Maybe one day we can get him to compete at the WFCT or something like that. Or you know what? As a matter of fact, he's gonna be at XDC 22, right? Right?
Well, as of right now, the reporting squeegee does not have any factual information on that, but we will stay up to date. If the Texas squeegee will make a live appearance at XDC, we will definitely be sure to cover this on the Tintertainment Network.
No. If you appear, then obviously I mean, don't get me wrong. You can go, you know, to go as. But if you're signing up for that, I believe they give you a hotel and everything, and your registration's already involved with that. So I believe he is an expel dealer, and I believe he does need to be there and be participating with all of us. All right.
Well, definitely, no
It
doubt.
don't,
The
it don't
Texas
matter.
squeegee.
Just let him know. It don't matter if he's afraid of his skills. I was always afraid of my skills. It takes. That's what it takes. And it takes. Let him know it takes for him to come out of his shell to sit there and have a good time. And whenever he does, he's gonna be better than me.
I was sure to pass on that information over to him. However, I can assure that the Texas Squeegee, being a co-worker of mine, that this man is a man that bleeds confidence. This man is a man that bleeds self-belief. I do not think that this is that he definitely does not fear any person, but this is a man who is careful. This is a man who is tactful. He picks his shots. He doesn't just go into any battle. He is like the Floyd Mayweather of the window tinting community. Floyd Mayweather does not just take any fight. It has to be the fight under the right deal. And I believe that the Texas Squeegee walks into these deals with that same kind of mindset.
Yeah, but whenever you get to that, whenever he gets to that strategy, it ain't a battle no more. It's life. It's life, and you gotta. Sometimes you gotta battle them battles that you don't want to battle, and whenever you come out on top of that battle, you realize, hey, it was well worth it. Really is. And man, I me and him always arguing with each other and everything like this, but deep down inside, I got love for the dude, because I see the dude, I see myself in him. All right. I've seen what he did, I've seen what I did, I've seen where I come along, and I see where he's going. And he's going to surpass me like 100%.
Well, those are very humble words from you, Mr. Nipsey Solid Goldman, one of the most respected individuals in the industry today. On behalf of the Tintertainment Network, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude and our appreciation to the Industry Complaint Department, because they have been able to process some of the Tinter Battles complaints, and they've done a superb job at making sure that the damage control is done professionally. So, Nipsey Solid Goldman, I very much appreciate the Industry Complaint Department's process of way of handling these complaints.
Well, yeah, I got Eric's bots to do all that. You know what I'm saying? Bots, he gets to, get all y'all credit card numbers and everything.
You lost me there. I just got word from Carlos that Johnny wants to come on. So I guess they're
I was going to say I could bow out, guys, and let Johnny in.
You're good. It's up to you, though. Anybody can obviously.
Eric Vash, the man wants to leave the show. Please let him leave the show.
There he is.
Yeah. Dave, whenever you are leaving Expel, are you still going to be using it? You still going to be a tenor, right?
I got a lot of deciding to do, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to be doing just yet.
All right.
In other words, Dangerous Dave.
If you pick up a roll of film, is it going to be Expel film?
Honestly, I don't think I'm going to go back in a shop. That's not really where I'm not going to be in a shop every day anyway. I want to be out doing something different. I've been cooped up in a shop for 25 years,
Gotcha. But let's just say a friend, you happen to be at the house, and your friend says, "Hey, bro, can you do these?" Or family member, can you do these 2 doors? Or you gonna pick up a roll of Expel film?
Probably.
All right, that's all I needed to know.
Good thing, Dave. Good thing Mitch wasn't doing the interview tonight.
Right.
You would have had a fucking hard time.
Yeah, that would have been tough, man.
I think I was pushy.
It was fun, man. I appreciate you.
Don't worry about it, man. We all about it. I've left job after job, and whenever there's some jobs I couldn't even leave. I had to literally go in there at night, grab all my stuff, and roll. I let them know that I was leaving 2 weeks ahead of time, but like seriously, it hurts. It hurts leaving the spot that you've been so long, bro. And I see, it is a choked up moment, bro. And I wish you the best, bro, on everything, dude. And I hope I hope whatever you do, you succeed in.
Thank you. I appreciate that. super, yeah, a long time. That's the first place I've ever worked that I felt like it was home, right? So, but it's I guess it's just time. So,
Yep. Just know it ain't the end. It's a new beginning.
right.
That's exactly right there. It's not the end, it's a new beginning, and I cannot wait to hear about the developments of the Dangerous Dave Dellinger. No doubt one of the superstars of this industry, and any company is privileged and honored to have someone like Dangerous Dave Dellinger's creativity contributing to that company's success, and we look forward to wish you the best endeavors moving forward with your career, Dave.
Thank you, reporter.
Man, look here, guys. I hear a bunch of, I don't do this.
Did you just interrupt
Y'all need to cut out the negativity, baby. Cut out
Did you
the
just
negativity,
interrupt
baby.
the best wishes
All
to Dave?
day.
Like, Dave, we wish you the best, and this guy cuts it out.
Yeah, this guy comes in. Oh man.
Man, look, Dave's gonna be all right wherever he goes, whatever he does. I want to see Dave in his own shop. That's what I want to see. Cut out the negativity, baby. All day. You know what I mean?
We're gonna start a GoFundMe for him.
Thank you for everything you've done, man. Us Houston window tinters, we are the best. That's why the champs are from Houston. We are the best window tinters. I've seen you take apart that Porsche. I was like, oh man, now I can do it. So that's all I want to say, man. Thank you so much for everything you've done so far, man. I'm only excited to see what you're gonna do. But on the other note, y'all need to vote for the Texas Tint Master team. Now we behind.
Yeah.
We're behind.
I done
we ain't
voted
out.
for you
I'll tell
already.
you what. I already called Mexico. I got on the phone with the president. I said, I need your support. They're coming. They're coming.
They sending a pinata?
They sending up. I already called the Coyotes. I already called everybody. I said, come on with it. I need your support, amigos. We got to get it.
And we got awesome sauce right there, drinking out of the Tinter Battles official cup of 2022. Now, Montana Johnson, Johnny Blaze just made a statement that Houston Tinters do it best. Now, your partner originally is from Houston. Do you feel that Houston Tinters are indeed the best? Because if you say that the answer is no, it is a straight shot against your partner.
That's his only chance. That's your only chance, Montana.
Oh, you say Johnny Blaze? That what Johnny Blaze say?
Yeah, that's what Johnny Blaze say. Johnny Blaze said that Houston window tinters do it best, baby. That's why you got one as your teammate.
Johnny Blaze, but I'm gonna see you at the battle, Johnny. You and Little Pete, we'll meet you on the tent battlefield, Johnny. When you lose, I want you to give up that hat.
Nah, man. I already have a debt. I already have a debt with Lawrence Williams. Now you know that, Nipsey. You can tell this man he's late. He better get in line for that ass whooping. Because I'm telling you what, Johnny Blaze is coming. More arrogant, more big-headed. This hat ain't gonna fit you, bro. I'm telling you.
Speaking of that, man, you look like your cheeks got bigger. You been eating a lot of salsa?
Man, you know the slow season. You know how it treats us window tinters. All we do is eat.
Straight up. Man, I need to give you some of that, man.
Catch me in the summer. Your boy looking like.
Catch me outside.
Oh, you're only 7 hours away. Don't say that.
Come on, I'll meet you halfway.
Oh, shit.
Now, Haas, the reporting squeegee has a question for you. Now, you were probably one of the teams that definitely turned it around in the Tinter Battles election. Now, you're sitting right across from Montana Johnson on behalf of the Dangerous Squeegees. Now, Montana, ever since the Tint Wizdom started, Montana has made extreme progress propelling his team from what seemed to be the dust into the spotlight, pushing him into the top 5. How do you feel going into the Tinter Battles election polls deadline? Do you feel that you're going to place higher than Montana Johnson?
Oh, yeah. I'm coming for number 1. I ain't worried about the rest of them.
Oh, better get in line, baby. I'm number 1. I might not be on the polls yet.
Your cousin's number 1.
No, Gotti, you're number 1. You're number 11 right now.
Yeah, you're in 11th place. You forgot the 1.
There's a 1 on it. There's a 1 on
Johnny,
it, Eric.
Johnny, I was
as soon as that 1, there's going to be a -1, and there's only going to be one left over. And
I was 11th. I'm telling you, dude, I was 11th in the world. I was 11th in the world in 2017. There's 12 competitors, 12 finalists in the WFCT. So it's a good spot.
Johnny Doleblades, your math is just as good as your cousin's that film, whatever you call him, that Marcus, what is his name? Marco?
Marcus.
I feel dumb though about it, you did, because I was in the Tint Wiz community and I was looking at all the votes and everything like that. And the person I was voting for, Montana, all right, I seen he had 8 votes and the industry compartment had 7 votes. So I'm like, what? I still voted for him. He got 9.
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. After I see my polls, I was like, Johnny Blaze needs to vote for himself right now. I'm in desperate mode right now, but I'm telling you, bro, when I do what I do, when you put me in the gutter, I'm coming out, baby. Telling you what. And I'm coming out
Johnny Blades. Johnny Blades, rumor on the street has it that you are in the process of hiring a campaign manager to help you out with the Tinter Battles election polls. Would you care to shed some light as far as, do you guys have a campaign manager working to get you some more votes leading into Tinter Battles 2022?
Man, Johnny Blaze don't need a campaign member. I told y'all, all I gotta do is make a phone call and say, look, amigos, they coming. They coming. I've been letting y'all catch up. But yes, I will say something. We have a lot of great advice, guys. I hope y'all took notes. Y'all gonna need it. I know I may be far behind you guys, but I don't gotta be number 1. I just gotta be top 5. So let me tell you something. What Eric said today earlier in my podcast earlier today, as we count down the days of the voting days, was, I hope y'all are paying attention. You, Evan Haas, what you're doing, man, keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna need it. Mr. Montana, you better keep hitting them streets because, baby, I'm after you. I'm coming.
Oh yeah, I'm on it. Look, the reporting squeegee can vouch for me because I've been putting in work, man, the last couple of hours. You know what I mean, trying to direct my voters to the right link and stuff like that. So I've been putting in some work, man. We up, we up quite a few votes than what we had in the last few hours. So, definitely, man, I'm finna be out there campaigning, whatever I got to do. I like House strategy. House was out there and doing this thing. So, man, it's just great to see everybody, man. I'm loving all of it, man. Like, I appreciate it, man. It's good to be around such great tinters and great individuals. So I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying the whole thing.
Montana Johnson, the reporting squeegee wanted to ask, is there any help that you are receiving from Melody Champagne, your partner, in helping you get more votes as we lead into the Tinter Battles election?
Oh yeah. Melody has been working, even though she just graduated today, but she still has been getting people to vote. You know what I mean? She got a lot of people on her end voting too. So she's been working, but she hasn't been like on there on Facebook, with the content besides me and her. But she's been working behind the scenes. So yeah, she's definitely been.
Do you feel that there will be a second wave of votes coming in if Melody Champagne jumps on and contributes more? Do you feel there will be a second wave of votes coming in for the Dangerous Squeegees?
Yeah, it will be. You know what I mean? Because she's the female, and the ladies sticking with the ladies. That's all I can say. The ladies are sticking together, and it's a whole bunch of them, and that's all I can say, man. So it's gonna be crazy in the next few days.
And ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to one of the original Tinter Battles legends, the legend himself, Mean Machine, Dean Mitchell, one of the organizing founders of Tinters for Cause. Dean Mitchell, welcome to the show tonight.
My dog.
I got a few words to say, man. Don't you bitches ever forget who's fucking judging this competition. Because I'm going to destroy
Hey, man, did I ever tell you that's a good looking beard?
If you don't step up to the fucking plate, I'm going to destroy you all.
Hey,
No mercy.
Hey, I play with your cuts every day, and believe me.
I'm just kidding, guys. You know I love you all.
It ain't the best.
Mean Machine, Dean Mitchell. Take a look at it. Take a look at all the people that are right here, right now. This is possibly most of the roster that you will be judging at Tinter Battles 2022. I mean, looking at the talent lineup right now, how do you feel that this competition is going to fare up?
Why is it muted?
If I feel like the Tinter boy, I'm the Tinter judge. I'm gonna tint that competition because I'm the Tinter judge. Dude.
No mames way.
Hands up.
This is going to be an awesome competition. I think the roster is amazing. I think all the new faces up there, what everybody's bringing to the table this year is just exciting. Everybody is just wanting to see more. It's insane. You guys keep doing what the hell you're doing, and we're going to have fun judging.
Now, did reporting squeegee just hear the voice of Shamal Jose? Is that Shamal in the section in the comments? I mean, in the camera right now.
That is correct, buddy.
Now, Shamal,
how are you?
Shamal, Pretty Boy Shamal, on behalf of the Pretty Boys team, the reporting squeegee has a few questions lined up for your team right now. Now, your team, surprisingly, you have a one half of your team has a large following on social media that has apparently been asleep leading into the Tinter battles. Is there any explanation that you have to offer as to why the huge disappointment and lack of support for the Pretty Boys leading into the Tinter battles?
We're just having a little bit busy though. And my part is just being busy taking care of other things. So that's why we haven't really actually done anything. But we're still up there, still watching, and just giving good luck to all the guys. They've been actually being supported a lot with the other people and the groups and stuff like that. Good luck to you all, but I'm coming back next year for sure, 1000%.
Yeah, baby.
It ain't over.
That's it.
Now, Shamal, that was a fantastic answer. Now, there has been a lot of what you would call Shamal lingo going on around the world today. The reporting squeegee keeps hearing about no mames way. What is no mames way mean?
No mames way. That means
No
don't suck
mames
it
way.
way. That's what it means. You know and you nah.
Well, I wanted to ask the question right here. Now, Mean Machine, Dean Mitchell, Dangerous Dave Dellinger, you guys were one of the teams going into the original Tinter Battles 2021 competition. What do you have to say to the possibly competing members that might end up competing? Is there any piece of advice you would like to give them as they go on to this historic event?
Just taking one squeegee stroke at a time, you guys. The advantage you have is this will be an AC shop. You're not going to sweat your asses off, so that's a good thing, right, Dave? God knows we sweated our asses off.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Now, if the reporting squeegee's got his
beer out of your hand there,
That's exactly what the reporting squeegee. I do remember seeing that when I was doing my homework and catching up for the industry. There was a clip in one of the Tinter Battles vlogs where Nipsey Solid Goldman seemed to interfere, helping out Mean Machine Dean Mitchell with a swig of beer.
I didn't touch nothing. Dean opened up his mouth and just poured it in. The beer touched him. I didn't
listen.
Nothing.
Nipsey's a lot of talk, but he's a lot of walk. You guys better be very careful because Nipsey can fucking tint. Trust me. He can fucking tint.
We've
So
seen this
y'all
man tinting out in hurricanes, out in tornadoes. I mean, there was a massive storm, and
Underwater,
Nipsey was
too.
out there slinging film. I mean, this is a man that is lethal behind an Olfa blade.
That's what you
This
say.
is America. America doesn't sleep, baby.
Canada doesn't sleep. Hey, I'm not going to throw any snow on y'all this year, I promise.
Hey, reporting squeegee. Dave Dillinger's computer died, so he got cut out. But he wanted me to see if you could put in a word to your boss and find out. He wants to know what his role in Tinter Battles 22 is yet, or like is going to be.
Well, Eric, we are waiting to hear confirmation. I believe that there is a meeting that needs to be had between the officials of Tintertainment Network and Dave Dellinger's new position. However, a position will be filled with Dangerous Dave Dellinger. With almost everybody that competed in the first Tinter Battles will come back as an original legend of the first ever historic Tinter Battles. Just like you mentioned earlier in the Tint Wizdom, there is a UFC 1, there was a first Super Bowl, and then in this industry, we had a first Tinter Battles, and those legends will always have a place in Tintertainment platform moving forward.
Everybody's speechless now.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah,
Look at
all
that.
quiet.
Kissing babies, baby. Ah.
I can't stop but singing Tinter Judge.
You know,
I see Haas.
Johnny Blaze. Oh, you They're crying for me because they want me. They want me to be successful. They want me to be in the tennis battles. Come on, amigo.
Who does?
Yeah, baby.
Let's show these
Yeah,
people
baby.
what the people want. People want to see babies being kissed. We got you. We got you.
What a cute baby.
There you
Now,
go,
if
Johnny
he
Blaze.
was there in 2021, tell him what you think. Tell him what you think, Migo.
No mames, papi.
So yes, guys, don't give up hope. Chama, bro, I know you guys are just y'all sleeping, but I know y'all wait. I know there's gonna be a big storm of votes coming in from you and Patrick Lappman. I'm hoping, man. Haas, keep doing what you're doing. Oh, sorry, Migo. Keep doing what you're
He
doing,
dropped
buddy.
his kid.
No, I didn't.
Hey.
Mike Jackson.
I'm not doing anything. The whole world's chanting it, baby.
Let's go, Brandon, baby.
The whole world's chanting it.
Montana, keep doing what you're doing, guys. I'm gonna have to get out. As y'all can tell, I gotta do my fatherly duties. But always remember, cut out the negativity. And see you on the next one, guys. Thank y'all for
Johnny
letting me be
Blaze,
on
Johnny
here.
Blaze, one
And
last
we'll see you at
comment,
the
Johnny
post.
Blaze.
It ain't over. It ain't
Johnny
over,
Blaze.
baby. It
Give me
ain't
1
over.
second,
till
Johnny
it's
Blaze. One last comment with you, Johnny Blaze. The Texas Squeegee has informed me to instruct you right now that tomorrow there is a flat glass project. Please wear your black polo so that the team will look all.
Man, you tell the flat glass squeegee, I better be ready with my commission check because that job is gonna be done in like 2 hours.
I will relay that information over to him. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good night.
I'm a tinted judge. Just trying to make it. I'm a tinted judge.
Now, Dean Mitchell, Dean Mitchell.
Yes.
There was rumors going around along the Tinterverse and the Tintertainment network that there is a potential talent show between a collaboration with yourself and the Texas Squeegee. Can you please shed some light on these accusations?
You got a little taste of that recently with Tint Dude 3 duetting with me on TikTok. Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. We can't say more than that, right?
That was cool, man. That was cool, by the way. I saw it today. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It definitely started trending on what many are referring to as the Tint Talk community.
Yeah. There's going to be a talent show, and we just can't say more. Apparently, the Texas Squeegee approached me to do something, but listen, we'll see what happens.
Walking around in a man bikini isn't really talent, is it?
No.
Ain't that what Canadians do? They walk around in like the little banana hammock bikini things.
There's my little I'm in a hotel room. No, listen, Canadians walk around with tattoos on their faces and tattoos all over their bodies and wear these wigs and say, I'm a tinted judge. Are they really going to be there? Are they really going to be there?
It's a hard maybe right now. They're 2 hours away. It depends on two things. If Haas's schedule, if Haas makes it into the competition, that's the first hurdle. The second hurdle is as long as there's no like contractual things they have to attend, then yes.
Now, Eric asked earlier in the Tint Wisdom, you said that there was a hard possibly maybe. Now, the reporting squeegee reports the facts, and this is the first time I've ever come across a term that is a hard possibly maybe. Can you please care to explain what exactly is on the barometer between uncertain being 0 and absolute certain being 10?
So it's a hard maybe is around an 80%, right?
Oh.
So it's a very, very likely thing because like I just, Haas, first of all, captivated them with the video. So when they saw Haas's video, they already wanted to know what is Tinter Battles, how can they be in it. They contacted the Institute immediately and tried to figure out if they could compete. That wasn't going to work. So basically, the next best thing is going to be them just being there performing and so on.
Nah, bro, y'all should have made the motherfuckers compete.
They wanted to, but there's not enough time. Even Marco tried to help him, and it wouldn't work because he saw it as an easy team he could knock off if they got voted in. But
they should do
possibly for the next year.
They should do the training. They should get trained by Marco and Great Dane.
Hopefully for 23, The plan is they're going to do the workshop at Tinter Battles 2022, and then that'll kick them off to 23, and they can compete there.
That's so funny. I hope they make it. It's going to be good.
But obviously,
have it.
hey, look, hold up, real quick. Let me explain the other half of that, because Eric's gotten a little bit out of it from them. They don't want to waste their time going if the whole original part that brought them into the Tinter community doesn't make it into the tint competition. So you need to go to all the groups and vote for Extreme Hozilla. That way I go, and then when I go,
I agree.
You know what?
Go.
I voted.
And Haas, I've never met you in person, and I'm looking forward to that, man. I want to pull your beard.
Absolutely.
Because you don't have any of those Tinter Island Boys things on your head. You got them right here.
Yeah.
He got his little hairpiece.
Excuse me. Where's yours at?
Right here, baby.
Yeah, I can't grow it up there.
There you go. I'm a Tinter judge, just trying to make it.
So anyway, you judging XDC this year, D?
I know I'm not judging XDC. I'm organizing. I'm lead competition. How do you say that? C'est moi qui contrôle. C'est moi qui contrôle la compétition de vide teinté pour XDC 2021. Oh, sorry. Oh, this is in English. Sorry. No, yeah, I'm lead. I'm taking the lead on the competition at XDC. So coordinator. Thank you.
Coordinator. Yeah.
So I'm not judging. I'm just making sure everything's set up properly, everything's judged properly, everything's just a well-oiled machine. But I ain't judging.
What are we going to expect? A battle?
You'll say I can't say more than that. It's just an awesome competition.
Understandable, bro. Shit, I can't wait to just come chill with y'all, man.
Dude, I'm glad you're coming. That's all I can say.
Definitely. Me and Lawrence is coming out there, and we're gonna have fun out there.
Remember last time? We always have fun when you guys come to town, right? I don't get kicked out of hotels though. You do.
Nah. I promise. Lawrence wasn't gonna get kicked out.
You better.
I had to literally talk Lawrence into this one after what I did to him the last.
No, it's gonna be cool, guys. I can't wait. I really can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully they don't shut the fucking borders again, but we'll see.
Oh shit! They talking about.
You think it's gonna happen though?
I don't know, man. I really don't know at this point. They're putting back all the restrictions in Canada right now. It's not looking too good. They told people to cancel all their Christmas parties, all the business Christmas parties, and family gatherings can't be more than 10 people. It's just a shit show again. So I don't know.
So
I don't care. I'm gonna cross the border
Europe,
anyways.
I think I heard Europe that got closed down again, right? Or something like that.
Europe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know? Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually, getting any further information, but that's what I heard. Like 15, 20 days ago, they started shutting down again because there was something more little. Yeah,
so
they're rising up.
Yeah, but we'll see. I mean,
I hope not, man.
It's gonna take the Navy to stop me from crossing the border, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I'll do the land border crossing so the Navy can't stop me.
There you go, man.
I'll sneak in. All you gotta do is run through the woods.
There you go. All the way to Texas, baby. All the way to Texas.
Nah, man, I had somebody pick you up on the other side of the border.
All the way up north.
Little coyote, man.
That's it. Just send me a pin.
There you go.
Well, Eric Devash, the reporting squeegee has to go back to man the polls and make sure that everything is going up to track. Make sure that we have.
He's got to go back to man his poll. Is that what he said?
Yes, sir. We are manning the polls here at the Tintertainment Network. Make sure that there's no hacks, there's no funny shenanigans. We are definitely going to come back with a live report tomorrow on updates of the Tinter battles. Now, tomorrow also has the live Clubhouse chat. So for anybody that is watching, please make sure that you join in on the Clubhouse discussion, as every week is getting more and more intense as we lead up to Tinter Battles 2022. With that, Reporting Squeegee is signing off, reporting the facts. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, Squeegee.
Bye-bye,
Later,
reporting
Pato.
Squeegee.
Peace out,
Bye,
Dweeby.
Marco.
Hasta
Te lo
luego.
lavas, güey.
Hasta luego, hermano.
Te lo lavas, güey.
So the floor is open, or we can wrap this up. There was, I know it was hard for anybody to get a word in when Marco was on here doing the reporting squeegee thing, but anybody who
Well,
wants
that's
to
because
have
they're
anything to say,
teaming
we'll
up
wrap it
together, you know.
I want to hear a little bit more from Montana before we go, because I mean he been doing such a phenomenal job, you know, on keeping everything going. Even whenever I lost track or the dude been so great. I just want to hear a little bit of him. What's his plans? What's he trying to do, man? Is he, going to start? Is he? Better yet, do you feel that putting out all that content, you used a lot of content, or do you still have some content you holding back that you can still use?
Yeah. I still can y'all hear me pretty good?
Yeah.
I still got some content that I was kind of holding on to around voting time. You know what I mean? I kind of been strategizing on some things, and just pretty much I'm gonna start releasing it. You know what I mean? I haven't started releasing it yet because I'm out of town. I came to work with Melody so we can kind of get some practice in and see how she works and how good we work together. But I'm actually gonna be releasing some content probably in the next couple of days, man, to try to boost those votes up. You know, I'm just excited about the whole thing. Even if I don't get in, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, I'm still it's great just to be a part of it and to be surrounded by such great tinters, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just honored anyway, you know what I mean, regardless of everything. Like, everybody's been doing good with the content. Hall stepped his game up and he came hard, which he always been. And then Shady J came, Shady J started fighting back with content. And it just been, man, it's been great, man. The whole thing just been great. So I love the entertainment. It's wonderful.
Man, I can definitely
Love what you do, brother.
We definitely enjoy your content, bro. I laugh my ass off every time I see it.
I got a question for you, Montana.
Some of the songs you pick, man, it just brings me back to a kid.
I want to know how you're still putting money in your pocket, because all this content that you've been putting out, you have not had no time to work and make money. So how in the world are you still making all this content and still making money at the same time?
That's the thing. I film in between times, but I pretty much got it scheduled out. You know what I mean? A lot of people like, man, you do all this content, but see, I'll do a lot of times. I'll do the content when either I'm closed or, you know what I'm saying, after hours. A lot of time I do it, and when people don't even know I'm working. You know, it may be late at night, 1, 2, or 3 in the morning, and I'm creating content just to build up so I can have to release out. So that's how I pretty much do it, man. Because a lot of people think, well, man, I never see him tint. But a lot of times when I'm tinting, I can't really record. And I got a GoPro, but I just don't be having time to really set it up. So I just try to get the car done, make sure the customer, because I'm a one-man show. You know what I mean? I got to check the customer out, do all those type of things. And I don't have anybody working with me. So I don't have time to really focus on making videos then, but when I do get that time, I try to do as much content as I can.
So you don't have kids, is what you're telling me?
Well, I do have kids now. I do have kids, but my thing is with me making my content, I schedule out pretty good. You know what I mean? They know I do what I do, and then they love to see me dancing in my boots. So I do it for them too. You know what I mean? They say, Daddy, I seen you with your dancing in your boots. It just brings laughter, man, and joy, man, to everybody. And that's what I like about the tint community is everybody being themselves, having fun. I want to do it, the video that Dean did. I like that. About you were singing right there by the sink, washing dishes.
Oh, you guys got to duet that. Do it.
Man, I got to, man. I love it. I love it, Dean. When I seen it, and then I seen Jason, I'm like, man, Jason on it. And then I seen Regis, And I'm like, man, look, I said, I got to do
Tonight
it.
the
So I got that.
music seems so loud.
Hey, I love the content, man. Everybody keep doing what they doing. It's
Yeah,
just,
it's awesome.
yeah, it's awesome for real, man. I love it.
Yeah, that's good, man. Straight up. And Jamal, man, your partner got a window tinting group with 10,000 followers.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. The
I
thing
mean,
is,
he needs to. I mean, you need to jump on that man and tell him, man, look, hey.
yeah, I know. I mean, maybe we have to come up with something. I've been busy with some other stuff too, so that sometimes you cannot do a lot of things and then some other stuff. So, but
You
like
look
I said, I
tired.
was, yeah, but planning to come up, next year though, to kick some ass and show how it's done. That's it,
Kick some
man.
ass.
That's it. Exactly. You got it.
Straight up. Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I got. If y'all ready, it's on y'all.
Nips, one thing I want to say, man. Nips, I want to give you and Lawrence, man. Y'all bad. I checked you out in one of your. I think you was at a tent conference or something. You know what I mean? But you was doing your thing, man. So it's just honored to be around so many goats, man. I watch house videos. I tune in with some of everybody and watch everybody, and I'm able to take away from some of that stuff. So I'm like a sponge. You know what I mean? Like I'm not one of those guys that think I know everything or I'm better than nobody else.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that.
I'm here to grow. You know what I'm saying?
That's how we are. Even I mean, people call me to go sometimes. I ain't no gold, man. I'm sponging off of y'all too.
Learn every day, baby. Learn every
I
day.
sponge off of everybody else too, man. That's just how we live, man.
That's what
I'm
we
just
all
the
have in
asshole
common.
that just been doing it a little bit long and got lucky.
No, I think that's what we all have in common. That's why we all get along, is because we're all sponges and we don't think we know it all. And
Yeah.
we just feed off of each other. So that's the way it's got to go. So keep it up. Yep.
Ain't not near one of us better than the rest. Besides Eric over there.
I'm laughing at the fucking comments over here.
I can't even see the comments no more.
I'm getting razzed a little bit for being a good listener. And, now there's
that we
numbers.
cannot see the comments at all.
Yeah,
It's better that way.
I tell you, man, that's a hard group, man. That Facebook, man, that's a real hard group, and man, every one of them dudes, man, all the way down to me arguing, like I got big from arguing with people, and it's like most of the people I argue with, and I sat on, we argue for 2-3 days at a time, weeks at a time. Turns out the people I argue with turn out to be some of my best friends now. And that's as long as everybody gets out what they got to say, it all becomes, everybody sponging off of each other.
Yes, sir.
And we going on 3:29. So I mean,
let's wrap this up. I feel like this was
I love y'all. We running out of shit to say.
Yeah, and it's almost midnight on the East Coast, so it is what it is.
Yep, I gotta go finish hooking up a hot water heater.
All right, guys.
Everyone's leaving. I just got here.
Oh man.
You're late to the game, Cody Becker. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Love
this
you,
was
Cody.
an amazing show.
Extreme Hozilla.
See you tomorrow.
Be cool, y'all.
Take care.